Creating a new. I think this thing just went live. It didn't do our countdown. It didn't do nothing. It just went live.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. Should we actually check? We're live.
It is live. We are
we're live.
We are live.
Holy crap.
We're back, baby. How's everybody doing?
I mean, it's been a minute.
This is good times. What? I didn't even get to eat my Dave's double.
Just peel one of the patties off. It'll be a Dave single.
I'm gonna have to have a bite. Chris, you muted yourself.
Chris is muted.
For the love of God.
Fuel. I need fuel.
There you
How
are.
do you do that?
I don't know.
How did this happen?
I don't know.
Dolph, guess what Griff did for you?
Did he make a sketch card for me? I don't want to see it.
Three sketch cards.
Yes.
Do you
I
want
don't.
to see them?
No.
Or do you wanna
I want to
just
be.
get them in the
I
mail?
want to be surprised. No, I want to. No, maybe next time I see Griff, I want to see him from him.
They're in top loaders too.
Nice, and I will hand him his compensation. $60 I owe him. Good deal. That's cool. I'm excited. I'm gonna have a bite of my Dave's double.
Why? Why?
Yeah, I had the wrong
Sponsorship for
speaker
those Daisy
selected.
doubles.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm not gonna say hello weird now after these two. You know, big hi and then a weird hello.
Why? Why?
Hi
They
guys.
ruined it. They
My
ruined it.
hello wasn't that weird.
Mine
You're
wasn't
like,
weird at all.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
It's been that long. It has been that long. We
Yeah,
recommend
how
that
long
you
has it been,
use a
like 4 months.
warning. The
It's been
stream's
84 years.
the stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate.
1,000 years later.
I don't know. Feels strong to me.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Well, let's see. It has been since
Stream health good.
at least
Oh, it's been a while.
August.
You think?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even put anything on my socials. I saw Chris did. Yeah, that's a long time.
Because I think we went silent shortly after your football draft.
No,
Well-
no, Jimbo, because we
did do a Comic-Con.
We previewed what we wanted to do at Comic Con.
Oh, that's true. That's
So
true.
it was definitely
So, I don't
September,
think we were
October.
consistent before then, but we did talk. Probably
That's right.
in September.
Yep.
So that's what, October then?
October,
Right.
beginning of October. Yeah.
Yeah, 3
Comic-Con
months.
was like October 8th or something like that.
Too
We-
long, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it was either really late September or
Man, Jay, you should be wearing your shirt. We're going live.
Yeah, Jay, where's your shirt? I don't even know what we're talking
I got my
about.
good- I got my good grief pillow there. See that?
Good.
But you should be wearing. I mean, you are two Ben Staples. You should be wearing your shirt.
This is true. Jimmy made me my own shirt for Christmas this year.
Oh, I thought you had like a Charlie Brown shirt or something.
No, what? They got Charlie Brown hair.
Yeah, Charlie Brown hair and a good grief sticker.
And it's
For
a
pillow.
It's a pull-up.
Fa-
Not sticker.
fashion show.
This is a
Fashion
different
show.
pillow, Christopher.
On the
Fashion
underside,
show.
It's the zigzags.
Yeah.
So what's going on, boys?
Same on. I miss you guys.
What's everybody figuring out these days?
I got a week until school starts again.
Jim's got a week till school. Chris, you got a new hustle.
Oh
Selling
yeah,
particular-
I'm peddling
particular
smut.
veins.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're peddling smut.
I'm peddling smut now. It's working out beautifully.
There's a lot of money in smut.
There
Dude.
is.
And
I told you
desperate-
there was
there's a lot
that.
of
There's
desperate
that guy who literally went up to my small short boxes at the flea market and went like this, and put it, like he would just grab 20 at a time and just be like mine. Like
Yeah,
it's all yours.
I gotta censor them.
Nice. Oh, so that's Zombie Tramp. Oh, I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The Dan Mendoza covers
Yeah.
are awesome.
Yeah.
I like his art a whole lot, but it gets progressively worse in some. Let me see. Where's the real? This one made me go, really? Okay.
Progressively trampier.
It gets worse.
Here we go.
Worse is in.
This was the one where I was like, yeah, I'm peddling smut.
Nice.
You know? So this is what I do. I charge people for
And-
fake boobies.
And you do it well.
I am a lesser version of a plastic surgeon.
At least they are zombies and not like anamorphic, like bunny rabbits, people.
Oh, like somebody else we know that used to go to the shop?
Yeah. He loved that stuff. He loved that stuff. He used to just pull me aside and be like, dude, the cow and the horse. Yep. I'm like, wow.
I'm not shocked.
That's all you, man.
He would say stuff like, books that we like, and I'm like,
Mm-mm.
You, not me.
Don't put me.
You're on an
don't put me
island.
in with your kind.
Enjoy your island. All by yourself.
It's all yours.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. There's the sunlight. There you go.
So,
And I've found it's been almost impossible to sell on eBay recently anything that is like graded high grade. Like I have an Echo, like first appearance Echo 9.6 on right now. It's been on for like 3 weeks. It's priced at or below market, and her entire series comes out this week, right?
tomorrow.
And
I think it's tomorrow.
cannot sell it
Oh, no, it's the 11th, right?
to save my life. Yet,
Yeah.
I found this ability to sell like lots of mid-grade comics, like and they're selling fast, which is just something I could not have anticipated. The unfortunate part is it means fewer button books for Dolph, but
Fine.
But I have just found like I got some mid-grade like 80s keys in that collection I bought with all those super high-grade Conan books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I said, what am I gonna do with these? I was like, Dolph, I guess Dolph can make buttons out of Apocalypse's first appearance. And then I was like, maybe somebody will want them. So I just like lotted them up and put them on eBay. And sure enough,
People buy it.
I think it's probably that there's people who are run collectors and they don't necessarily care whether they're all super high grade because they're not paying super high grade prices,
People just buy
I
covers.
Actually reach out to some of these folks and find out exactly, hey, why do you buy these books? Because and that's interesting to me because it's just something I didn't consider would be super desirable. And now I've sold multiple lots. I had a G.I. Joe lot that I sold. The G.I. Joe lot sold within like 25 minutes from the time I posted it to sell.
So you
and
did
I
buy
had
it.
A,
Buy it now?
Huh?
Buy it now?
Yeah.
So no
And I have
auctions.
a Spider-Man lot that sold the same way, and I have a big Spider-Man lot I'm hoping to get on.
Spider-Man
still
sells.
tonight. So, what I found is if you have like a couple of keys, like you throw those in, even though those are mid-graders too, you throw those in with other books from desirable characters. So like, if I
Oh,
have
yeah. That's the best way to do it.
mid-grade ASM 80s books, and I have a couple of the McFarlane keys, but they're in mid-grade.
Yeah,
Put those in there.
You get like throw in like a random first appearance of Lady Deathstrike, which is like an $8 book, but people love that
Yeah.
book.
Like this is a lot I'm gonna put up tonight,
Yeah.
So
Woo! Made that Dave's double disappear.
And now your vegetables will not be soggy.
No.
you needed a Dave's triple
Triple?
at least.
It's a lot of meat.
I can't do a Dave's triple. I can't even do a Baconator. I'm like, oh god. Baconator is some talent. Can't do it.
I do the Burger King Bacon King.
What's that?
And it's two patties.
King, right?
Like a
Two
two patty
patties.
Whopper?
Big. It's a big thing. You know, it's bigger than Whopper. I
Oh
think.
my
It's called
God.
the Big King, right? Joe?
It's called the Big King or the Bacon King.
Bacon King.
Good for
That
you.
guy approved.
That guy approved. Everyone other than Dolph sounds muffled. Is it just me? Oh.
Wow.
I don't know.
I mean, normally Dolph's the one with
Yeah,
the
usually I'm the one with the audio issues. I don't know.
Let's see. Should I bring this closer to my face? Does that help?
Put your
for me?
face right up to the laptop screen.
Hello.
I can't get too
Hello.
Oh.
close.
Jason has the Big Brother electrical tape over the aperture.
Oh right, yeah. That's for sure.
Well, maybe it's because the stream's current bit rate is lower than the. I don't know why this is happening.
This is why. This is what happens when the theme song doesn't play.
Maybe. Maybe.
Get low fidelity audio.
Could be. Yeah, I gotta see microphone, desktop audio. That's pretty high.
See, my problem here is that I have to use the computer microphone because this, when I use it, for some reason shuts off. I can't hear you guys.
I think it might be this. The desktop audio is not. This is gonna be it. High definition audio device. Okay, maybe. No. I bet it's that though.
No.
No. Oh wait.
Nobody.
Audio box.
Is it a whole new world sound?
No, that didn't work.
Or at
Yeah,
home audio?
this is our.
There we go. How about now? I guarantee
How
you.
about now?
How about now?
How about now?
I
about
guarantee
that
you
better?
the audio's better.
Better? Worse? Better? Worse?
It's got to be better because now it's on desktop audio.
Desktop.
Bingo. There we go. Yes.
Bingo.
Bingo.
All right.
We
was his name, oh.
win.
This is our first time doing this.
This is GoldenEye. I am invincible.
So,
job.
so should we
Yeah.
talk about what we this? I think we should talk about at least our collecting goals for this past year. Just because Jimmy crushed his, Dolph
Yeah.
probably did well.
Well,
Chris,
mine was done
I
in the
don't think
first
we did well
month.
at all.
I sold everything.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy. How did you do?
Well, my goal was to get 100 new Adam Hughes covers, and at last count, I think I hit 165.
Good Lord.
We have a problem.
So
That's good.
Yeah.
I pretty
This isn't a
much
live stream. This is an intervention.
I almost doubled my collection, to tell you the truth. So,
But you did.
Nice.
and I did most of that before by Comic-Con.
But you.
I haven't
Yeah,
got very
that's
much
true.
since.
But you sold off a lot of your collection to get those books, right?
Yeah. I mean, I did okay. I mean, it was selling a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, you sold
I
some.
did
bulk
turn
to me.
around.
Like your body.
Yeah. I started a Chippendales.
Pictures of Jimmy's feet were allowed.
All those foot fetish people are really weird.
Jim and Dale's only.
He does have. Jim, you do have giant feet.
And I charge by the square inch of feet. So
Oh, wow.
I
You
get
do
a
wear
lot
a
of money.
size. You do wear a size 14 foot. You
Yeah, I get a lot of dough.
Nice. The OnlyFans is doing well.
But yeah, you sold your ASM 300 this year.
Yeah.
You sold your probably
My
ASM
316.
316
Oh, you
this
sold
year,
the
yeah.
316?
I mean, other than that, I didn't sell too much big stuff. It was just little stuff here and there.
Yeah, you sold some Spawn lots and some of
I
that
sold
stuff,
some
right?
Spawn lots. Yeah, I mean, I did turn around stuff. I did it smart as far as that goes, but I probably spent a lot more money than I should have too. So this year will not be quite that bombastic, I think.
Well,
I'm still a top contributor on the Adam Hughes page, but
yes, you are.
I'm not.
question. Do you have an idea how many covers there are?
Yeah, somewhere between 650 and
Oh.
800.
Oh, so you have some collecting to do.
Oh, I have lots of collecting to do. Yeah.
All right, good. At
But
least-
you
at least
have
haven't-
what? You have well over 300 at this point, right?
Oh, I have 400, I think.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Four, maybe. What's a short box?
150.
Yeah, 150.
Then I'm probably probably closer to 450 then.
I
So
would
I'm actually
say-
starting my fourth short box.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and you
Fantastic
picked-
job.
And you picked up some big ones this year too.
Yeah, I got some pretty big ones. Some good ones. There's a lot of really massive ones out there that I have no hope of getting still.
You know,
There's
I-
like to how much I spent this year. If I were to take the same amount of money and just do it every year, there's probably a couple years there I could get one book. So so it's so yeah, I might not even do an Adam Hughes goal for 2024.
You're not gonna?
I may not. I may not.
I mean, I think you could do something like 50 or something like that, and that's certainly doable. I think
Oh yeah, that's still
that's like 4 a month.
Well, Jimmy, it's like we said on that Godzilla poster I want. Put a little envelope on top of the fridge. Put $10 a week in there. At the end of the year, you get whichever one you want. What is that? Power Girl is one of the big ones. Or is it Supergirl, the one on the meteor?
Well, that Uncharted. I would like
Yeah.
to get the actual Uncharted issue.
Yeah, that's a big one.
You
You can do it.
have to get the
You got to go old school, like I did when I was 14-year-old. Me wanted a TV for his bedroom. Make envelopes. Put money.
well
in
for
envelopes.
Comic-Con. I did scrounge up all the change I could find in the entire house. So
That's cool. Sure. Anybody else have?
right at Comic-Con.
Did you guys have any like goals for last year?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it was. I think I wanted to get 50 of my ASM 200 to 400, and I don't think I got 50 new ones. I'm at like 68 or 69 of the 200 at this point in time, and I probably got another 15 Doom covers. I'm actually pretty happy with the Doom covers I got this year, but they were all just, luck or collections. But I mean, that's how we buy stuff, right? We go out and we hunt
Yeah.
for it and stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you was you becoming incorporated part of your goals? Because that happened.
That did happen this year.
You're bona
Yeah, I
fide.
don't know. I don't know. I can't remember whether it was like a goal of mine. I wanted to do more cons, and I did a few more cons this year than I did before. So I did. I guess I did 4 in 23. And I learned a ton about that. I learned a ton about doing them, and going to try and just be much more deliberate moving forward to make sure that I always have big books at the cons too. Definitely
Yeah.
want to move my dollar books. I've been really trying to be really
That's the part where you're just constantly chasing the dragon. You go
Yeah,
to
I mean,
a
I-
con, you sell all your big books, and you're like, damn, I got to get more big books in order to sell at the next con.
well that I mean that's the thing. Like
Yeah, that's the thing.
the thing is I want to I need to move on from as many of the dollar books as I can and try and put those into collections, and then be a lot smarter about how I'm buying collections. I am still seeing that something I'm noticing it actually with selling these mid-grade lots, like our 80s childhood books that like boomed in early 2020. They're still pretty freaking hot
All
right
of them are.
now.
Now I'm seeing like
your
Mad
Transformers,
Balls,
your
Strawberry
He-Mans, your
Shortcake,
your
Thundercats,
Thundercats,
all of them.
your Spider-Mans. They're still very, very hot. So I'm not gonna. I see a lot of people online that if you look on like Craigslist or something like that, the people who tend to be advertising for buying collections or say some of them are saying like the 40s through the 70s. It was like, well, how many 1940s books are just gonna, stumble on your doorstep? One even said the 30s through the 70s. I was like, I don't know that I've seen.
It's like I finally cleaned up my bedroom, and hey, look what I found! Some golden age
right, yeah.
crime, or golden age horror.
I think I'm still not gonna be dismissive of anything 90s or modern, but I definitely want to be much more I want to be much more deliberate about the kind of collections I'm buying.
I think Chris is the only one who really landed some good golden. I've never have.
Yeah.
I did once.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like, you're the only. I think you're the only one that did.
In the wild like that, yeah.
Yeah.
that was
awesome.
pure dumb luck. I literally tripped over myself.
Yeah, it was really cool. Too bad you
And
didn't.
I called Jason immediately.
I had to get out of the antique mall I was in just so I could hear it.
I've done that too. Jason, look this up for me. I have no service.
But yeah, I think it's interesting though. I texted you guys last night, that I missed buying a.
Yeah.
I just missed getting a freaking
Poison
Poison Ivy yesterday.
181.
I found it online on like a marketplace listing.
That's crazy.
Somebody who inherited stuff, and they were just selling these lots. Now some of them weren't in great shape. She had some pictures of the book spread out, but you're talking about like 16 Silver Age Batman, and she has it listed at $70, and you can see like
181 and a 2 alone is.
You can see
look
the
at that,
corner
yeah.
of you can see like the corner of 181 like this, right? It's got a very distinct cover, so like that it's there, and so that kind of stuff is and I mean I got the recently the books I just sent to you, Dolph, that Green
Yeah,
Lantern.
I didn't even open the box yet. It's right here.
Yeah, I mean, look at that box. Come on now.
I mean, you do pack things well.
I do pack things well. So that the one book in there, I got. So I think, to your point, I think finding gold, like golden age books like Chris found, that is a tough. That's a
Tall order.
Yeah, that's a tall order. But I think that there's still lots and lots and lots and lots of books out there to be found.
I remember I got Eerie. Was it Eerie? Eerie #1 at Lambertville Flea Market. I got it for like $60. It's in really nice shape too. But that guy randomly had like 4 Golden Age books and a Spider Woman 1. Just randomly, and he was a coin and a antique weapons dealer. I love those guys. It's just like, hey, I got these comics also, and you're like, beautiful.
And what Spider-Woman 1's from like 79, right?
Yeah, something like that, and it's beautiful too. It's like it's probably a 9.6, probably not perfect, but I mean, who cares? Not first appearance, but it's fine. Yeah,
so,
as far as my goals, I just wanted to complete that Batman set, which I did by mid-January. I bought I bought 4 like commons lots, and I finished the whole thing. That's it, done. But now I moved on to Look and See. So Look and See is the one I want. Those are 1952s, like mini. They look like 52 tops, but they're mini, and they're all like famous people. Wow, there's so many notes.
So many notes.
I started writing and the font was too big, so then I had to go to the next.
It's great. So just a press, no clean?
I don't think. I mean, you can
I'll
look
look
at
it
them.
over. I mean, it's always nice to give it like a once over dry cleaning, especially if the Silver Age. Is it? Shall I surprise myself? What did Jason?
Speaking
what
of
did
which,
Jason give me?
Dolph never called me.
What do you mean? You said you might come over Thursday.
Yeah,
That
you
was
spoke
him.
before all that. You said you were going to call me and let me know what I had in the box.
What's in the box?
We have to go over the list again.
I know we
when
do.
did you get a Something is Killing the Children 1?
Come on now.
Very nice.
Come on now. There is a color break right on the middle of the spine.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll at least get the tick out.
Yeah.
So I'll at least try
So-
to get the tick out.
It should. I think it's going to be a 9.6. It should be a
9.6.
9.6.
It might be lower than that. It's
But,
a pretty
9.4.
massive, it's a pretty massive tick. It might be a 9.4.
But the book is certainly worth grading in anything at 9 or
Oh
above.
yeah. Thundercats, number 1. This
That book is stupid clean.
It's pretty clean. Yeah, you just have that like overhanging cover, so it gives it that illusion of it being like a
Yeah.
flap, but it's not. Very nice. This could use a. I don't think it needs a clean.
And that's the one I got for $5.
If you got this for $5,
Yeah.
what did I get mine graded? 4.5, 4.0.
I thought yours was a little higher than that.
Red Sonja. This doesn't need a clean either. It's
Look how freaking clean that book is.
really clean.
That book and the first appearance, 23 and 24, yeah.
Oh yeah, nice. First cover appearance, Red Sonja. She's very pretty. Last but not least, Elric. Have you had this since because this is your stickers of the early days, like, have you had this in your collection since that first buy?
No, I've been using
That
those
is
stickers.
really clean too.
Yeah, I've been using those stickers. My friend recently got me a what you have, Dolph, a U-line price gun,
Yeah.
and I think before the February con, I need to reprice stuff anyway,
Yeah.
so I think I might use that. There's books I want to pull out. There's a whole short box of books that are certainly worth going in the price books bins. So I need to do a lot of that work anyway.
All right, so what we'll do is after our chat is over, Jason and Chris, if you want to stick around, we'll go over what I have of yours and what you, because I do want to do a submission this week.
Yeah.
By Friday, because I'm picking up some books from a friend of mine too. He's got like 5 books, so I do want to send everything in. You don't want me to send your Spider-Man in, right? Your 3 Spider-Man?
No, I'm gonna grab
giving
those.
back to you. Okay. All right. No problemo.
Well, yeah, if you're around sometime this week, I'll swing by after work.
Definitely. I'm here tomorrow. I'm not doing anything. I'm just.
Okay.
I might make a stop at like Container Store, but that's it.
Hey, that's right. That's right by work.
I love that store so much. Oh, you're at Chimney Rock?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be around tomorrow after 5 o'clock. I'll definitely be home.
Okay, cool.
Jim, Mom is with you this week, right? At some point?
Well, she's with tonight, tomorrow night.
Okay. Oh, she's with you tonight, tomorrow night. When's she going home on Wednesday?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is she sleeping
left
or is
it.
she listening?
She left her vest here. I was going to send it
Oh,
back.
no.
Just going to send it to you because I have a couple used books for you too, Jim, that I had set aside. So
I still have this T-shirt for a Griff.
Nice.
Check this shirt out, guys.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah, you showed me that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Somehow I got a extra small.
Yeah, that's right. You said that. It happens, Jimmy. It happens
It
to
happens.
the best of us. I said my friend once bought. He thought he was buying DVDs. He actually bought a piece of paper that lists all the DVDs for sale. When he got it in the mail, it was literally a flyer that had his entire inventory. He paid like $20 for it.
Jesus.
what? Wait,
I think I got scammed.
The guy. So the guy tried to justify that, or he
I
just was
think
a scam?
if I remember correctly, it was a little while ago. If you read the listing, it is exactly what it says it is. It is a list of all his DVDs for sale for $20, and he bought it. And he got literally 2 yellow Xerox copy pieces of paper in the mail. It's just a list of DVDs.
I would be furious.
Oh, he was pissed.
Even though it's
he
only
was-
$25, I would
it
be
was
furious.
legendary pissed. He was like, "What the f? What the hell?" Like, it was so great. Well,
Always read the description.
but this is like, you know, now he paid $20 for a story he'll be able to tell forever.
What's
you can't
Samuel
monetize
Jackson
that.
say in Pulp Fiction in that part? With great force and furious anger.
Yeah, something like that. He was
That's
pissed.
what I would be.
Pissed. Anyway, all right. You want to talk about the our positions on the CGC thing? We can talk about that first. Just like skim it. I know it's been beaten to death, but I figured we might. Let me ask you guys this: Has it affected your trust in CGC as a grader?
I don't have the utmost confidence of their grading system. Never have.
Never have.
But see, here's the problem. We've
all had issues with them in the past.
But this particular case, in this particular instance, it was somebody else doing it after they had been graded. So you can't blame CGC other than the fact that they weren't.
They've been exposed as something. The case has been exposed, but them as a trusted grading service, I still trust them more than I trust PGX or CBCS.
Well, see, CBCS, I don't dislike. They post their you know what their grading system is. So there's like CGC doesn't do that. They're just like, well, we trust our graders. That's all they give us. Mm-hmm. There's no real system that they have posted. CBCS does have a posted system that they use to grade their books. So in that particular instance, I kind of trust CBCS a little bit more on that end because there is criteria to be met. Whereas we've come up with the criteria for CGC, but it's really up to the grader. The grader has a bad day, you're getting knocked down a few points. The grader doesn't like your book, you're getting knocked down a few points. It's how they operate.
Yep.
Their CBCS's cases are tamper-proof. There's a whole video on how they went through and they made it so that you can't really do that. Like the same way that
well, I had said to somebody, like, they could any grader can very simply put 4 rivets in each of the corner, like a piece of metal in each of the corner, and just lock them down. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
Well, they don't.
No, I know they don't. But everything is just sonic sealed. But they could easily just put 4 rivets in the corner and lock all those cases down if they wanted to. I'd pay $5 extra for that.
That's the other thing. But the biggest thing is every time CGC screws up and everyone's up in arms about it, CBCS is close to follow. They turn around and they do something stupid. They lose, you know,
confidence. They have done it many times.
Well, they lost somebody's collection, like big collection of like over 100 books. Somebody walked out of their office with books from their vault. Yeah. Like, you know, it's like, and it follows suit. As soon as CGC does something, CBCS does something. So I don't trust any of them.
So, I mean, the reality is, like, you know, put yourself in Jason's shoes. There is no way he would put his investments into anything less than CGC because he's killing his inventory by 15% at least.
Well, 20%, on average.
And the fact that they're very similar in price, and they're even relatively similar in turnaround time, I wouldn't put it as, you know, I'd rather sell it raw. Right. I mean, something I am seeing is like, there are books that just don't make a lot of sense anymore to sell graded. You know, like, I mean, there are whole slews of modern books where you're just wasting your own money and time by sending them in.
I don't like the grade, I crack them.
What's that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That I don't like the grade, I crack them.
Yeah. So there's whole slews of stuff. So I think there's some of that stuff that I've lost confidence in grading some stuff in general. But I understand I generally look at resale values, and if by grading the book what I think the book's going to grade, if it increases the book's value by like multiple times the grading fee, then I will get it graded. I do think it's a shame, and Chris is right. Like I think the fact that it's exposed how that you can tamper with the cases is probably the biggest problem. And it just you know, it exposed that system, the reholdering as well, right? Like which is just kind of silly. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. The idea of getting regraded doesn't make a lot of sense because you're paying for the same grade. You should be paying for the same grade if you're paying to reholder. But obviously, that's the process that's the process that this scumbag was taking advantage of too.
Right.
Have you seen him being named? I haven't seen him being named anywhere.
No, they keep saying that they know who it is.
But why?
Why aren't they? Well, I did see on Reddit.
Him?
On Reddit, I did see somebody posted a bunch of business names that he used. There was like a list of maybe like 10 different business names that he used, but he personally has not been named, and I think that's because
YouTubers.
What's that?
I think a couple of YouTubers have said like who it was too.
They must have just figured it out or knew somebody who knew, and I don't know because I see CGC has not come out and said it, and I think it's because they're going to pursue it.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we're talking about
lawyered up.
$20,000, $10,000, $15,000 for some of these books. I mean, this is
the last I saw, there was a list of 350 books that they knew for a fact had been tampered.
I saw the list because I was worried about a couple of mine that I bought.
And out of that list, 104 of those books were Spider-Man 300s.
I know.
It was insane just how many Spider-Man 300s were affected by that. So
yeah, I mean, I had zero concern because I typically buy my collection from the first owner, and I don't buy anything graded. I certainly wouldn't have bought.
Having bought the X-Men, the Jewelers, I was even in the low grade. I was worried that would have been one of the suspects, just because he was doing a lot of Jewelers and a lot of newsstand stuff.
Yep.
Like Chris said, though, the thing is about those 300s, the 9.8s. Are like on a standard freaking direct copy, a 9.8 is like a $500 to $800 difference, if not more.
Right.
On the Mark Jewelers, it could be thousands and thousands of dollars difference. Even if the book was just a 9.6 to a 9.8, So that's some crazy stuff right there.
And what was the one that got him caught? It was a Hulk 181, right?
It was a Hulk 181, and it was it a New Mutants 98 newsstand?
It was a Mark Jewelers of some sort.
It was a Jewelers, yeah. Somebody.
Well, because the 181 was the Jewelers that they swapped, right?
I don't think Hulk 181 has a Jewelers.
Or I'm thinking that's the one with the stamp in it, right?
That's the one with the.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but he pulled out a green label. And then reholdered it into a blue label, a Wolverine blue label, because he just did a reholder. And then he pulled the one that he bought and had that one regraded. So he basically, when he bought the legit one, pulled it out, put the reholder in, had it reholdered, and then so he just eliminated a green label and got two blues.
Right.
So that was his scam. So he was using the reholder new labels with like the Spidey label, the Wolverine label, the X-Men label. He was using that as a launching point to reholder these books.
Right. The custom labels.
So SP Hobbies, do you all think that now all this information is out there that nobody else will start up? Seems like now there is more information about how to do it. I'd certainly think they're going to revisit their cases, that's for sure.
Well, that's going to happen. That has to happen.
That has to happen.
If that doesn't happen, that's going to be the downfall. Yeah.
Isn't all reholdering on pause? Isn't reholdering in general on pause right now?
I don't know. I think they really need to internally audit and see where that happens. I know first step is to get all of those books on the list back to CGC, reevaluated, so there's at least some confidence in the census or that list.
Right.
So once they're all, but I know 2 guys on Instagram. They're like, F CGC. I'm not giving them my books so they get lower grades. Well, dude, that's kind of part of it. You want to have confidence in that list going forward. That's why when you see the list now, there's a lot of red, like returned for reevaluation, like they already got a chunk of books back.
Right, and what would be the purpose of keeping it? I mean, the serial numbers out there is one of these books that's impacted. So,
well, that's the thing. You
No,
hold on to it
yeah.
long enough, people are going to forget, and some new kid who's going to come by wants these books isn't going to know about what's going on. Is just going to buy it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't get that though, because then you're the scumbag. You're reselling a 9.
Well, that's just it, of course.
9.8, and CGC is going to do right by trying to get the
Yeah, but
difference.
so
equal
what's
anyway.
do right though? Because somebody buys a Spider-Man 9.8, right? So what's a Spider-Man 9.8 go for? 10.
I think the only thing they can do in this scenario is insurance claims and have to freaking give people either the difference or they have to do straight up,
So
But
that's what this guy, the Instagram guy, had 2 books on the list, and he's frightened to send them in because CGC hasn't exactly said making them whole again. What does that mean? Like, some guy spends on the 9.8 Hulk is what, 20K? What's
For
a
what?
nine? What's for a Hulk 181? Is it 20K for a 9.8?
35.
So you spend 35 on a fraudulent 9.8. You send it back in, it comes back a 9.4. You just lost $20,000.
Yeah.
See, but here's the thing, and this is what really.
CGC going to give him $20,000?
Why should they?
That's
Because
what
it wasn't them who pulled any
what,
kind of scam.
but
It was
that's-
this guy that did it, right? So there's going to have to be either a class action suit. The guy's going to go to jail. CGC's not technically
at some
on the hook
point,
for
though,
any of
like,
it.
so these guys are like, like I said, there's that fear there. Am I going to hold on to my Hulk 9.8 that's like earmarked as being fraudulent, or am I going to send it back in, lose all my money? CGC's not going to compensate me at all, and then I
Right.
got to sue this guy that I bought it from, who's probably after he goes to prison is going to be penniless. There's
Right.
nothing there, so.
It's a mess.
It's a mess, but the
It's a
guys,
mess.
the guys holding these bad slabs, they don't know what to do.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. These same people who hold the bad slabs are the first people to sit there and bitch, piss, and moan about.
Oh, and they are.
Like, the state of collecting and this and that and blah 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 blah
they're
blah. But yet
very
they're going to
loud.
be proprietors of throwing this whole thing off.
So just to
if
tell
they
you, I
were-
don't remember what the 181 was, but the difference between a 181 and a 9.8 and a 9.6 is $50,000.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
last 9.8 sold on
It's a
November
loss.
16th for 66 grand, and the last 9.6 sold on the 19th of December for 16.8. So,
And not only that, I believe it was a 9.2 green label or a 9.6 green label that they made blue, which isn't blue. So it's really a green label is worthless.
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't I know it?
Worthless, but a 9.4 green
it's
label
like
is probably worth
40%,
like
right? Isn't it 40%
maybe
or something?
more,
like that?
but yeah, it's definitely down there. They lost a lot of money.
Yeah,
But-
And there's no making it right.
yeah. I mean, they didn't lose high dollar sports card money. I've seen some of those videos. Crazy.
Wow, when you send those my way, and I saw the Jordan 10 that once sold for 400 or 500K, and now they're going for like 90. Like people lost like 800,000 on some of these cards. It is ridiculous.
There was a some sort of crazy rare Jordan insert last year that was sold. The same card was sold twice last year. It was purchased in February for like 800 grand and sold in November for like 495. Somebody lost an entire house in a single year, house worth of value on something this big.
That's crazy.
Like 2.5 by, what is the card? 2.5 by 3.5?
3.5.
Yeah.
Make sure he signs the backs of those.
He signed the fronts, actually.
All right, cool. Oh, he signed the fronts? Yeah, you
Yeah.
better.
Jim Griff's
So-
sketch cards are done for Dolphins.
Speaking of CGC, I have a theory. And I need Dolph to let me know if he thinks it's a sound theory, personally. So a lot of people, like I've been one of them. I'll have a book pressed by CGC, and it comes back and it doesn't look pressed at all.
I've
I've
heard that story a lot.
I was thinking about it, right? Now, whether they pressed it or not, cleaned it or not, I wasn't there. I don't know. But people who send into pressers and have them sent out for them, I was thinking about it, and I was like, and people are like, that's not my book. You know, I pressed it. Here's the pictures of me of pressing it and everything. Learning a little bit about the process, you don't let those fibers sit. It goes back to its form.
Absolutely.
So they're pressing it, sending it out while it still looks all right. The fibers go back to, you know, where it wants to go, path of least resistance. CGC gets it.
Basically sits in a vault before it's slabbed for months at a time, where if you don't properly let a pressed book cold press, it will spring back to what was there. The creases will just pop right back up. You have to let at least 24 hours. You have to let those fibers reconstruct at room temperature. So they have to cool down, they have to rest under pressure so they reconfigure. Otherwise those creases will pop right back in.
Right.
And you won't see it happen. It won't be until they're at CGC for a month, sitting in a vault, and they're just gonna spring right back, and it's for nothing. I've seen people, they just press stuff and they, you know, it comes off the press hot right in a bag and a board. Nope, it's in a week it'll pop right back.
Right. I was thinking about that because I was like, you know, CGC gets a lot of heat for a lot of stuff that probably isn't necessarily their fault. And I was thinking about that being one of the reasons, because I don't think people quite understand how, you know, pressing works in its entirety. They get the concept, but they're like you said, you know, you don't let it fully cool under pressure. You don't let it sit. You don't let the fibers reform, and it just bounces back. And that's like that makes a lot of sense, because that's with anything. It wants to go back to its original form unless it has a chance
paper needs to reconfigure.
Right.
Now we do know they clearly have some butterfingers where they drop books on corners.
That is definitely.
And they did press all of those books for me. They did come back better than damaged, but they were still damaged. They still had like some evidence of having been dropped, especially the
crazy thing is, for all the more you submit, they did it to one of my submissions, remember? And they did it to, was it Michael's books? Those books?
Yep.
And they did it to his books, right?
And your Onslaught. I mean, that thing had a 7-inch tear in the back of it.
They almost tore the back cover off my Onslaught, and then
I've seen that too before. People are sending books in that are in, you know, maybe not 9/8 condition, but they're in good shape, and they're getting them back as like 6s, and they turn them around. They're like, I didn't send in a book with a tear like that.
Well, the worst one was his Static Shock. So we got his Static Shock back with the contents of a poly bag that was never there, because I pulled it out of the poly bag to press them. So we got somebody else's book back. Right. It's not even Jason's. Like that's some BS right there. So I don't know if they had a pile of Static Shocks ready to grade, but Jason didn't even get his own book back. Like, we sent in a Static Shock out of the poly bag, because they'll break them out of the poly bags anyway. But, you know, obviously because that poly bag gives it that crease down the back, pulled it out of the poly bag, pressed it, sent it, and it came back, because what they usually do is they'll cut open the poly bag. Like if you send in the Death of Superman, they would give you the armband, the poster, and all that stuff back with the graded book. They'll stick everything in a bag and they'll send it back. He got the contents of a poly bag that was not there. I don't know how that happened, which just indicates that he got somebody else's book. Which, that's total BS.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
like I said, not to defend them, just saying that there's people screwing up, and then there's them screwing up.
I mean, it's the same way in sports cards. Like, you know, when you're saying something is a 10 or a 9, show me where this isn't a 10, or show me how this is a 9. I've even seen some 10s that are so, according to them, off center, should be an 8 or a 7, and they're coming back 10s. So like you said, it's just so subjective. Like, it's not, there's no science to it. But when you got, you know, like SGC for cards, they use AI. They'll put it on a thing, AI scans it, they look for surface damage, corners, centering, At least with SGC, you know, they're really tough and it's AI graded. It's no person has said this is a this and this is a that.
Right.
Their AI does everything for them.
Yeah, did you see, Dolph? I think I sent you that video, the baseball card collector Chris Sewell's video on that newer company that's doing all AI grading. And
Yeah.
Chris, you'd think this is great because they actually give you like they email
I
you
saw
like
that. It's pretty cool.
the card with like everything, like they email you where the AI saw that it was like
Yeah, and they
You know,
grade
that
to
it
Effective, yeah.
it's
67, 40,
1,000 point
43, or-
system, right?
yeah 6733 centering, and that's why you know that it was graded what it was graded, right? Like
Well, that's the thing. You should get grader notes with everything. We're paying
Yeah.
a premium for a service where, you know, if you're getting a grade, it should show exactly why it had gotten that grade.
That's the
What are
thing,
the
too, is
defects?
When they came out and said like graders notes on everything. I think I got a submission like months later, and like only half of them had graders notes. It was.
I've
like,
never received grader notes on anything
really.
ever.
You ever look at your submission? Sometimes it'll
Yep.
just say it right on the submission. Really?
I haven't seen a grade, but I haven't submitted
Yeah.
very much. But
Right.
I've never seen grader notes.
Huh.
well, it's like a it's
The
like,
only
yeah.
grader note I got was on the that Savage free comic book day book because it had
Because it was
the
green label.
comic book
You
stamp.
got a sticker or a stamp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like when you guys, it's I agree. Like I think it's like it should be like when you get your car inspected, right? Like even in Jersey, when you guys have what is it, every 2 years, every 3 years,
2 years.
and you do the drive-through, right? But you get like a pass fail with all the notes as to why, you know, what the computer read that you're, you know, here in PA we have it's this big long process every year, but same difference, right? I get at least get notes. I know exactly where my tires scored on the 30-second scale, you know, and stuff like that. And to your point, Chris, we're paying for a service just like you're paying to get your car evaluated,
Right.
even if it's state mandated. You're
Yeah.
paying to get your car.
Right.
But we've seen some of the graders notes too. It says surface damage, spine ticks. Like, what
Right,
does
right.
that mean?
But
Like,
see,
I want to
again,
see spine tick, lower left corner,
Right.
surface damage by Wolverine's claw or whatever. Like, just be more like.
well,
tell
like you
me
said,
exactly.
with the company doing the AI, when they email you and they show you everything. That's how it really should be. You should get a piece of paperwork showing you with a photocopy image, just so
Agreed.
that you have reference points. Like it's we're paying a big premium for a lot of this stuff, especially the farther along you get in age. So
Ironically, I deal with now three comic stores, and I do all their pressing and cleaning, and all of them only do raw. None of them slab books.
Oh, really?
I talked to one of the guys on Friday, and he said I only slab books if it's worth over $1,000. Otherwise, I don't. I just sell them raw.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something to be said for that.
Yeah,
I think
so, SP
I think that
Hobby, yeah,
I look to add that value.
SP. That's exactly what I said earlier. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
100%. Yeah, SP. 100%. I think that I'm still not confident enough in my grading to sell a lot of books raw that are.
Really?
Yeah,
You know
I
what
think
you,
I'm.
so here's a rule of thumb. If you think something is a 9.0 or a 9.2, right? Just say it's an 8.5. What's the,
Yeah.
just price it at an 8.5. I mean, you're not costing yourself a whole lot of money. I mean, we've seen the difference between a 9.0 and an 8.5 could be like $15.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I always grade on the side of caution. I'd rather undergrade than overgrade. But it's pretty simple. Like especially when you're trying to distinguish between a 9.8 and a 9.6, or even a 9.9 and a 9.8, you
Right.
look at the spine top, spine bottom. If there's that printing defect that's always there, you'll see some turned over white. If you see it on the bottom and not on the top, you got a 9.8. As long as everything else is square.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
two of
Yeah.
them, the top and the bottom. There's your 9.6.
Yeah,
Those are your
9.6.
two defects. Like,
I think for me it's bigger with the Silver Age keys and stuff like
so
that, where I'm like,
mid grade is where it gets tough. Like when you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the
If
difference
this is
between
a 4.5 versus a 5.5 or 4.5
Totally.
versus 6.0, right? Like,
I think this is
They
also
could be
why you get a
4.5
lot of
above.
silvers in the 4.55 range, just because
Right.
they don't really, they're not quite a 6, they're not quite a 3, they're somewhere in
Yeah.
the middle, and then it's again subjective. Like
yeah.
I don't know how many 4.5s I've gotten on Silver Age. Like I feel like everything I just say it's a 4.5. Like it almost always is.
Well, it can have like 114 defects and be a 4.5. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen. I think they're tough on water damage. They're tough on rusty staples, but they're not so tough on spine ticks and like a cover overlapping, and like a tiny tear. Like that stuff, they let a little bit more go. But like I said, when you start seeing like water damage, they'll kill you on that. And you start seeing rusty staples, they'll murder you on that. It's like with sports cards. If there's a crease, no matter where it is on the card, it's a
Right,
3.5 starting at a 3.5.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're in the 3.53 range. As soon as there's a crease in the card, you're done. It's a 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, we all ought to be happier that it's not like sports cards, and like if the cut's wonky, it's a manufacturer's defect. They don't crush you for it. If the centering, the wrap's not perfect, they
well,
don't
what
crush
I've-
you for it.
What I've seen with those is they'll just return the card and say no grade.
No, I know that's
Look
what I
at my
mean.
hat
Like,
just gave me like these like Shane Battier wrinkles in my head. If you know who Shane Battier is.
what I mean, yeah, that's what I mean, Dolph. I mean, like, I think if a lot of comic guys looked at had the grading that PSA does, and what they assumed was like a 9.4 came back like a 6.5 because
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
I don't know if Jim or Chris, like, PSA is the number one. That's who you want your sports cards graded. Like
same
the
deal.
centering,
I mean,
centering on a card
Yeah.
is so detrimental to the grade.
More than you think. I sent in a 69 Seaver. It was perfect except for the centering. It came back a 4.
Yeah,
It was perfect.
crazy.
Just it was off to the right. Like it was pretty almost miscut on the right, but it was a 4.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what a lot of comic guys would lose their minds.
Yeah,
if that were the standards.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. My very first PSA submission, I sent in a lot of high number 1972 cards, and they all came back 3s and 4s because of centering. I didn't know centering. I grew up in corners and edges. And
Well, at least you probably
wasn't-
sent them in before they were like $20 a card, right?
Yeah.
Like this would have been.
Well, yeah. Then it was probably like $12 a card, but still, I learned a very important lesson.
Sure, yeah.
Because each of those in their slabs were worth maybe $3, $2.
Yeah, which is crazy.
It was I lost on every one. I lost $10 a card on every single one of them. It was brutal, but a lesson learned for sure. But yeah.
So, so Jimbo, what were your favorite Hughes books you got this past year, by the way? You got that
Let's see.
Sally Forth book. That was big.
Sally Forth was a good one. My
The Catwoman.
yeah,
that the year
Catwoman 51, the San Diego Comic-Con, Big Trouble in Little China is definitely one of my favorites. Oh man. Well, I finished the Catwoman series, which
Oh, you
was
did.
yeah, I finished the Catwoman series, and I was actually just looking at the first 4 pages. If you go to eBay and you just look at highest priced and then come down,
Mhm.
if you look up 9.8 CGC Adam Hughes books, there's at least 30 at 9.8 that are between $900 and $3,000.
Yeah, but those
That's
are listed
Sally
prices.
Forth.
Well, Sally Forth, nobody's even selling that at a high rate.
Didn't your Sally Forth randomly have a little rust on one of the staples or something like
Yeah,
that?
and the funny thing is that when I posted it that I got it, at least 4 of the guys on the page were like, "Does it have a rusted staple?" I was
Why,
like,
is
"Yeah,"
it
and he was
known
like,
for
"So does
that?
mine. Everybody has a rusted staple."
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's really weird, Dolph. I looked at his book. It's got a freaking white cover, and there's no like rust transfer like a normally. I have no
It's
idea
like
how that.
it's like they had rusty staples, and that's what they stapled the book.
It's like that's what it's like because
So
if you
maybe
look at
they
the,
weren't maybe they weren't galvanized, or maybe
if
they.
you look at the centerfold of his book, you don't see any rust transfer, and if you look at you look at the spine, and the cover is white. I mean, it is bright white. It's weird.
Oh, you're muted, Crumbs.
I said I know what book you're talking about. I remember now.
Yeah, that would sell on your thing.
I
'Cause,
mean,
you know,
that's just really bad quality staples. That's so funny though that they're all known for having rusty staples.
Yeah.
yeah, that Wonder Woman that I got well, that was last year. I can't count that.
You can't count it.
It was 2022 that I got the Alicon that Wonder Woman steel.
I think these are my two favorite PC books that I got this year. I got that one I love.
It's a great cover.
And
What is mine?
huh?
What is mine? 7.5?
No, I thought you were so higher than that.
Was it? I don't even remember.
And then I got the
That's a great one too.
supervillain team up.
Is that a
Absolutely.
Tuma?
That's badass.
What's that?
Not a Tuma. A Tuma's DC. Who is
No,
that?
that's a Tuma.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Oh right, a Tuma's Namor.
yeah.
Brain farted
So
there.
I think this might be one of my collecting goals for this year. I'd like to get the whole team up, supervillains team up run.
The Run.
Yeah, I think it's 30 issues or something like that. I think I already got the most expensive too, which is the annual, the annual, which I got, but doesn't have a great cover. But I got that,
Yeah.
and or not the annual, but the giant size and number one. The problem is that I'm not going to be happy unless they're like high grade. So like,
Is that a part of your goal? Is to have everything like above a certain grade too?
yeah, I think I'm just annoying like that. Like I think in my brain, I'm just going to be annoying. I don't think it has to be like a 9.2, but like it's got to look really nice, you know, like
Well, this is like James from Mint Hunter. Like he's got one of the top Green Lantern runs in
Yeah.
existence. So like, and he keeps, going after 9.8s of some of these like rando books, but his Green Lantern collection's pretty impressive.
yeah, he had a video this week. He got 2 back or 3 back. He got a 9,
Did he?
like a 9.6, and I think he got a 9.8 on one of the 60s Green Lantern books.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive.
I've come to the conclusion if I'm going to continue with Adam Hughes, I just cannot buy graded books.
Well, no,
I have to try and get them wrong.
You don't want graded books.
Yeah, but is that your goal anyway, Jimmy, to have them high grade or just have them?
I think just have them.
And you can always just fill them in with slab stuff later and just like turn
Yeah,
it
like
around.
I'm looking at, and these are ones that Chris knows about, the Star Wars Rebel Heist 1 through 4 sketch variants.
Oh,
There's a guy who has all of them at 9.8 CGC. He's selling each one for $1,200.
Yeah.
what is the
They're ultra rare.
like what is the number for the variants? Are they like 1 to 100, 1 to 50?
The sketch covers?
Yeah.
The sketch covers were 1 and 200s.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
If I'm not mistaken. You said Rebel Heist though, right?
Yeah, the Rebel Heist 1 through
Oh,
4.
okay. Because the sketch covers, I have a couple sketch covers for the 2015 Star Wars run. That when they came back to Marvel, and those sketch covers were 1 and 200s.
Is that Aaron's run?
Jason Aaron, yeah.
Jim, I'm sending these with you. Probably try and send them with Mom's Vest tomorrow. So these might be doubles,
Well, that's a
but
great cover.
if they're doubles, they're upgrades for you.
Yeah.
That one
I keep looking on Goodwill too because they throw up Tomb Raider lots all the time.
and that one.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful, that's such a nice one.
Do you have these though?
I have.
And then I'm sending you this too, Jim. I forgot I forgot to give you that Frazetta book.
That's
I
awesome
yeah.
too.
got. And then Chris, I have this one. This one I meant to give to you a while back. That was
Oh,
one of my
nice.
dollar books that Boland.
Yeah, I don't have
yeah,
that
I
one.
still
Actually,
got your pile of bowling back here, Chris.
I got pile of bowling from you too.
Yeah, man.
Pile of bowling.
It's been there forever.
Pile hold?
I got bowling.
Bowling.
Why would it not even say on the graded book that it's not
You
a?
might even have these. I don't know, but I grabbed them. Probably have that one. But then I gave you all. Oh, it's not bowling. It's the swamp things.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's
I
right.
got all these swamp things for you.
Cool. And I have my pile right here that I grabbed for you.
Oh, nice.
Remember I told you because you like the cards so much. I found IDW had the comics
Oh, cool.
printed as the cards.
Oh, those are
Oh,
rad.
those are really cool. Thanks.
Yeah. So I grabbed them for you, and then I found
Oh,
Just,
I love that. That's awesome.
kind of like the EC
Yeah.
cover.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Trade.
Yay!
So, what are the collecting goals for this year? That's kind of where we were headed,
Jeez.
right?
Yeah, so for me, I want to keep adding to my ASM run.
Yeah.
I want to do that supervillain team up run, and I really want to get my Spider-Man Spider-Ham 1 through 17.
Oh yeah.
I actually sold a bunch of those in a mid-grade lot because I had a bunch of them, but they were mid-grade, and it annoyed the crap out of me that they were mid-grade. The best part is I got a first appearance of Spider-Ham, the high grade, for like next to nothing, and I found a number 1, and my number 1 was in the best shape.
Good.
And then I found 3 more in dollar bins, so I have 4 of the 17.
Yeah.
But I should be able. The hardest one will be to find a really nice 25th anniversary because that book can get a little pricey.
Who's in the center? Is it Spider-Ham or is it somebody
Yeah,
else?
Spider-Ham. Yeah,
It is. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
yeah. I had it and I sold it in this mid-grade lock. It had a big.
Is that
stain.
one of the rarer ones?
All the Star comics are rarer.
I have the
Care
Wick.
Bears, I think, is the rarest.
I have the Ewoks one, and I have the Hodak one.
Yeah, so
Um,
those are all rarer
Yeah.
than any of the superhero titles, right?
Yeah, the
so
superhero
it's-
titles, they're not.
I forget what the rarity is, but I want to say Care Bears is by far the rarest of them.
I think I had Chris. I think I got that in that place that you went to. Did you go there by any chance?
I didn't go because
Yeah, that's where I
friend of
got
mine
the
ended
Care
up-
Bears one.
oh yeah, I didn't end up going because a friend of mine was in the hospital, so I didn't go.
Gotcha.
Other than that, I had bought all those zombie tramps the day before, so I spent
Yeah, all your funds went there.
yeah pretty much so, and then other things, but other than that, I didn't feel like digging that day.
No, and it's a lot of digging and a lot of rubbing shoulders with a lot of people.
Yeah,
You know what I could work on? I could work on the Adam Hughes sketchbooks.
there you go. Start
They
with
all
the
run about
device.
like $75 to $150 each.
Well, that's kind of where you started, right? When you had bought.
Yeah, I have 4 of them,
Yeah.
but I think there's there's a thing about Adam Hughes ones. There's ones that are bootleg, and then there's the straight ones that came straight from Adam Hughes.
You mean
All right, are we
bootleg,
gonna
right?
Are we gonna set rules?
Yeah,
for
bootleg?
Jimmy? Bootleg does not count. Because you're just gonna go crazy if you start adding that stuff. Bootleg does not count.
They have ones that were classic, like, I don't know. There's ones that are recognized by Adam Hughes. The ones that are like
some
just
guy
straight
in the
on
streets
not.
in New York. He's like, "Hey, you like Adam Hughes? I got these 6.
There
books.
literally
I
is.
made them
There's
myself."
ones that were like, yeah.
The guy opens his coat and
Go
says,
with the
"Hey,
coat.
that says
Hey."
Hugh Adams."
So
So I'm actually gonna commit these to an iPhone note so we can look back on them and see how we did.
nice.
I'm not gonna meet any goal that I have. So
What are your goals, though? I mean, you're gonna just keep adding on to the ones you have. You're gonna just keep buying bowling and.
I'm gonna keep buying bowling.
Are you just
Obviously,
gonna buy zombie smut, Chris? Is that what you're just?
I
Gonna
am
do?
gonna buy zombies. I've been trying to find a Golden Age Airboy.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
So really tough, but if I can get like 2 to 3 this year, that'd be a fine because they're tough. But I'd love to find like Air Fighters comics #2, which is the first appearance. That's like 1942. I'm never gonna find it.
Yeah.
Not for any kind of reasonable amount of money.
Yeah.
Unless I come across another collection like I did with those ECs.
Yeah. Yeah, I think most of my goals are card goals. I think I'm going to try to complete my Mars Attacks. I'm going to definitely try to add more to my Look and See collection. I got a long way to go. There's a lot of empty spaces. I got to complete my Batman 66 A set, the red set, and the B set, the blue set. And I think I'm going to set out on an expensive journey and go for the 1940 Superman cards, which the commons go for like $100 to $200. There's 44 cards. So I think it'll be very slow. This is not going to be 2024 goals. It's going to be like the next decade of my life just buying a card here and there. Because the card, I actually almost bit on the card. #1 was at Comic-Con this year. I walked by a guy who had a little box and he had Superman 1. He wanted $3,000 for it. And I know that card just sold in a 1 for $8,000. I knew I should have bought it. I'm like, that card is just so hard to find. But yeah, so I think Superman, 1940 Superman is probably my next adventure.
Yeah.
That's going to be expensive.
Oh my gosh, Dolph.
What?
Adam Hughes did a couple sketch cards.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Like legit?
Yeah.
How much did they go for though?
$1,500.
I'm seeing some clowns with just like Star Wars masterpieces, and it's like a crayon sketch of Wicket, and they want $1,200. I'm like, screw you! I'm like, it's ridiculous. And that's, you know, obviously another one of my goals is just keep buying sketch cards and making my own sketch cards and getting Jimmy to come here and draw sketch cards, and that's a goal for us, Jimmy. Right, this year, have a drink and draw at either my house or at a very nice massage. But yeah, I think we want to get together either monthly, drink and draw. Or this one. Oh, that was nice too.
So you want to complete your red set of Batman 66?
Yeah.
These are my Jimmy sketch cards.
So there's.
I didn't get one for my birthday this year, Yimmy.
Did you say Mars Attacks cards too?
I need to do some more.
Mars Attacks. I have like 15 cards I need left. And then Look and See. 1952 Look and See. And
are you trying to upgrade Batman or Mars Attacks if you see them?
So I have been buying like I went to the Philadelphia it's a sports card show, but God, it was awesome. It's going to be back in February. Jimmy, you should come with me. That was a great show. So Jim, it was in Oaks. It was in Oaks.
A month. Yeah.
I love that show, and I can't wait to go back in February because they had so much non-sports and sports that I had it was a 3-day show too. I had a blast.
Well, Dolph, that's the Great American Sports Expo. That's the one that used to be in.
Yep.
What do you call it? Not Valley Forge. Why am I not thinking of it? That's the one you said you and your dad used to do, right?
Well, that was the. Oh my God, what was the name of that
Greater Philadelphia Sports
That was
Garden?
just a Labor Day show that I did every year. It was a 4-day show. I know I met so many athletes at those shows. That's the show where Pete Rose walked in with a shoulder-to-floor giant fur coat in like Labor Day. It was like hot out. This ridiculous prima donna walks in with a giant fur coat like he's Ric Flair. It was a joke.
You're sure that was Pete Rose and not Howard Eskin from the Phillies beat writer Howard Eskin?
Exactly.
That's my 2024 goal. I got a new one.
What's that?
Is that I want at some point
a floor-length fur coat?
No, I want
that's where he's going.
Griff Monster sketch cards.
Griffin Monster sketch cards. Dolph may have just gotten one. You know, like
Just monsters. Just monsters.
Golf, you got to close your eyes. Oh wait, you can watch
All
this
right, I
video.
won't look. You tell me when I can look again.
Oh crap! There we go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then this one, I do need him to retype the name.
You can just sign the back.
No, he wrote the name.
Oh, he wrote
wrong.
the name of the monster?
The character.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, cool. All right.
This one is funny because he thinks these things are so crazy. That's a hybrid.
Right.
Hybrid, yeah.
They're so good. This kid's got every time you send pictures, you could.
I love
uncover.
it. Can I look?
Yeah, you can look. Every
Yeah, I
time
love
you
it.
send
That's why.
pictures
That's
of the
why I
stuff that he's
commissioned.
done, I'm just like,
That's why I commissioned a Griff.
I said, this guy, this kid is either clinically insane or just like oozing with creativity.
There's
Or maybe
yeah,
a
there- I
little
mean,
bit.
there's something that's
He's a Huber, so it could go either way.
adjacent to sane. So
No, I
He's
think
got-
that's awesome. Like I I do it with guys I see on Instagram, so why not do it with Griff? I love to support artists, so I think it's awesome.
So Jimbo, your goals were Adam Hughes sketchbooks. That's the
I think I might do an Adam Hughes sketchbook. Yeah, I might
It's
try
pretty
and
simple.
yeah. Do you
It's
want
a
to give
simple
yourself
one.
like a 25 book stretch goal, or we're just going to commit to the sketchbooks?
What do you got? What do you have for
well, I
me?
mean, how many do I have? I think I have 4 currently. I
You
have
have
4
four
sketchbooks of
sketchbooks.
his.
Jason, what do you have for me for my goals?
I have 1940s Superman cards, card 1. You want to complete your red set for Batman 66 cards. You want to finish your Mars Attacks line, and then look and see.
Oh, so the blue set, the Batman blue set too, the A and the B,
Oh, okay.
and they're both.
You
40.
have to let me know. I have seen those, so you have to let me know which ones you're missing.
Oh,
I have
I have the list. I have
I
it
have
all in a
seen
notebook.
singles.
And then,
I've seen singles at flea markets too. So
There are. I haven't started them yet, but there's a set called Scoops, which there's like 2 big cards. There's a Babe Ruth card and there's a Bobby Jones card in that set that's a little bit more. But I think I want to set out on that one too.
And then Chris, I had for you continue your Bolin collections, and then the 1940s Airboy books. Who was the
And Griff-
publisher?
And the publisher was Hillman.
Hillman.
For Airboy?
Yeah.
Did I
And
tell
don't
you
forget
guys-
Griff
Like-
Monsters. Griff Monsters.
Did I tell you guys that
Name
that,
your price.
that super
giving
low,
him 20
like
a
that
card.
low grade those low grade cartoon books, Golden Age cartoon books I bought off that lady locally for 50 cents. One of them was one of the Tip Tops, which has a couple Peanuts
Oh, nice. Like
strips.
early-
It's not worth a lot,
early
but
Schultz,
it's
yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's like a couple of Peanut strips from like 53 or something like that. So it definitely
Cool.
predates the
Yeah.
Peanuts, the first appearance in 4-color and stuff like that. But pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah, it's funny. I don't have any like. I mean, my biggest comic goal is obviously. So what am I missing now? I'm missing FF1, Hulk 1, FF1, and the next biggest one is Iron Man. So Tales of Suspense.
You almost had a Hulk 1 this year, because if I won that $800 million in the Powerball, I would buy it.
Yeah, Hulk. It bottomed out, but now it's getting.
I came this close.
further and further
Ticket
away.
I had
from
one $4, which means I got one of the numbers, so I was real close.
Nice.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, I don't know if you guys wanted to talk real quick about the Heritage auction on Thursday night. Jim, I don't know if you've
I didn't
seen
even
any
see
of
the
this.
results of it.
No, it's coming up this Thursday.
This
Yeah, I don't
Thursday.
know. Jim, I don't know if you've seen this. I think I sent you guys a text. Like the highest grade, one of 2 ASM 198s is going
It's
up.
ridiculous.
The highest grade Superman 1, the highest graded what do you call it? Showcase was it Showcase 4 first Silver Age Flash?
Yeah.
The highest graded
It's ridiculous. Everything's ridiculous.
Justice League of America #1.
I saw that.
I
It was beauty.
It's the high. Is it the highest Hulk one? The 9.2? Is that the highest Hulk one?
I
Or
think
the
there's a
highest?
9. I think there's a 9.4. There's not a 9.6 or a 9.8.
I mean, just gigantic
yeah,
books.
I think the highest Hulk one goes is 9.4.
There's a Cap 100 9.9 in this sale. Like, that's crazy.
I know, it's beautiful
That's
too.
crazy.
It's so nice. I know. Well, I don't
So-
even know because I have never looked at the census for Cap 1. I don't even know what the highest graded Cap 1 is. I'm sure there's a 9.8 or a 9.6 out there. There's got to be.
For Cap,
Cap
1.
1. I would love a Cap 1. Like that's like even above like action and tech. Like I think that is my dream book is a Cap 1 in nice grade.
Well, you remember Jimmy and I saw 2 years ago they had a 9.6 conserved, right? Was it
Oh,
a
is it conserved purple?
I think it was 9.6 conserved. Was it 9.6? Maybe it was like 9.2, but it sold for 400, I think.
I mean, let's be real. Like even Todd McFarlane's got all those banger books. They are all restored. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
have any raw. I mean, any blue label, anything.
Yeah.
Every single one of them are restored. But he's got an Action 1, a Tech 27. They're just all restored. But who cares?
Right.
I mean, if
Did
you
you guys
know,
even see there's an original Frazetta oil painting in that sale.
there's some nice original artwork in
I
that
didn't
sale.
see that.
There's some nice stuff. It is really nice.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
there's one of the Ramita covers for ASM. I want to say ASM like 85 or something like that. It's the one where Spidey looks like he's Giant Man standing over the top, which I think is where Peter Parker reveals to some friends that he's Spider-Man. There's some crazy stuff in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Dreams.
huge sale.
Dreams.
Well, these are good. These are good. These are good. I
Good
think mine are
goals?
probably the most boring goals because I again want to actually get like certain numbers of comics, but you guys have much more fun goals.
I think every year I say I'm working on my Star Wars run, but I actually don't know where my Star Wars one or my Star Wars run like stands. I
Yes.
have no idea where the gaps are, what I have, what I don't have. I know I have like the first 30.
Oh,
there's-
you mean your Star Wars 1977? Like
Yeah,
OG?
I don't know where the spaces are. I know I have the last issue, I know I have the first issue, but I don't know about in the middle.
Dolph, let me know. I have
I'm sure you do, yeah.
tons of doubles, triples, newsstand.
I mean, you get them all the time, you know. Like I think I've probably bought and sold a complete run at some point. I gotta look what I do have.
prices have dropped dramatically too. So
Yeah, I mean, you can still get a 9.8 Star Wars one for like less than $1,000, like 600, 700
Yes,
bucks. That's crazy.
I mean, I have a pretty nice copy. It's raw. But I have a pretty nice copy. It's probably like a 758, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But I watched it go. I mean, I had paid like $50 for it at the time.
I remember a free comic book day probably 5 years ago. Rick had a run of
That's
high
right.
grade Star Wars that came in, and I know I bought maybe because I had one. I maybe bought the 5, but some
Mm-hmm.
guy came in because he knew they were there, and he came in right when the doors opened and bought
Yep.
all 4 of them.
I remember when that because I came in and I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
Cadu, where'd those Star Wars books go?" And he goes, "Oh, they
Gone.
sold." I said because I was eyeballing them as well.
What's up,
at the time.
Medallion?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Did he have them? Did he have them discounted, or was it?
Well, they were half off, but you know how he works, so they're probably
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you know overpriced 30% and back down to 50.
Yeah, but I actually at the last at that last little con I did in Pittsburgh, that one day show,
Yeah.
there was a guy who's who we saw at New York Comic Con has a really big Instagram following. He's like, "Hey man, your prices are really good," and I was like, I think my prices are really good because I try and sell them
Yeah,
for what
'cause
like
they're
they
priced
should
to
sell
sell.
for at shows, you know, like
Right.
that's
That's
crazy.
everybody's complaint. They're like, I just went to Big Apple Con, couldn't afford anything because it was 20% over fair market value on everything. And it's the same clowns you see at New York Comic Con.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
was-
it's
I was-
30% over fair market value there.
It's ridiculous.
That's because they get charged like $1 billion for a freaking booth.
Yeah, I was talking to Erod about that, and what Very Gary spent for his, I guess it was a 4-spacer or a 3-spacer. It was crazy how much he spent.
Well,
Yeah, it's insane.
Didn't we find out though that the booths themselves are not by far not the most expensive part? Like the booth was like,
It's buying food.
well, Jim and I were talking to the guy, the T-shirt guy. Are you wearing his T-shirt now, Jim?
No, this is all Austin Pardon's. But
So we were talking, and I want to say a 10 by 10 was the booth itself was like 1,500, but you have to pay like 300 for the internet or 400 for the internet, and then you had to pay for the parking, and then you had to pay like if you had to stay in the city, forget it. Like you're just like doubling everything.
1,500 for a T-shirt guy, like one of the big booths.
No, just 1,500 per 10 by 10. So
Okay,
I think his booth would have been a 30 by 10, so it was probably $4,500 for that. But Gary's is either 3 or 4 spots. So I'd imagine.
remember when you pointed out your friend's booth at one time, how it was like he had like a triangle chunk taken out of it, and he barely had. I think he barely had like a 4x6. Like it was very tiny.
Yeah.
It was a oddly shaped booth, but I'm sure he got it at a discount. Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a typical booth size.
But I want to say that was the price. Like I want to say they
Yeah.
said, the guy told us it was like 1,500.
It
Which-
doesn't sound crazy.
That's a lot of money.
Well, it doesn't sound crazy, but then you think about like if you're selling $20 books, you got to sell. You know,
Yeah,
you gotta-
how many folded pieces of paper do you have to sell
you
to
gotta
a big
sell
pack? And you said he had 4
$20
booths.
books
It's a
He had
lot.
4
That
booths.
is-
He
that
spent
is-
if
$6
they
grand on
cost you
booths
nothing
alone.
to break even for the booth, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then all the expenses, like Chris said, freaking food. You have to
Go broke.
even though the guys bring their coolers in, I'm sure some of them get, I'm sure that
Yeah.
the union folks have a.
Are they
something
even
to say
are
about
they
them.
even allowed to bring their own food though?
Right? Yeah.
No outside food or drink.
Probably.
I've
They
even been
probably
to a-
can.
I've even been to a small show where they said you're not going to be able to bring food or drink in from the outside.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like at like a. It was
As
at
a
like
dealer, you can't feed yourself?
Yeah, at like a fire hall. And I was like,
No, that's
and
not
the
cool.
best part was they didn't even have food inside. It was at
food truck or
like
something?
food trucks outside. It was like I can't even get outside and by myself as a dealer.
Nah, that's
So,
BS.
that stuff is silly. So yeah, I think
That's
it's
when you
all
got
the
to
peripheral
smuggle
stuff.
Nutrigrain bars.
Yep.
Right, it's all the peripheral stuff like you driving to the event, you paying for
Well,
parking.
I mean, having done trade shows for my company,
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have done them too. Like everything, like you need 2 chairs, it's $400. You need a table, that's $500. You need a pedestal to hold your laptop, it's $300. Like it's crazy.
Well,
how
my
much-
dad, our dad
Yeah.
had to pay insurance to be
Yeah,
there
I
too.
remember- well,
You have to
you're
pay
also in New
insurance
York.
for any
You're-
kind of damages that may happen.
Well,
all
New York,
sorts
you're
of
paying the
stuff. Like,
Teamsters to put it all together for you.
yeah,
Yeah,
My
it's crazy.
fault. It's my fault.
It's your fault.
Do I get a discount because I'm a Teamster?
Yeah, you could.
Well, our
I'm gonna
parents-
just
But I
Our
know the
parents
unions
paid-
have that stuff on lockdown. You can't lift this. You cannot touch this. You can't put this together. You can't even take it apart. It might even be yours. You can't take it apart.
yeah. My dad said that he did Javits once and he would never do it again
Yeah,
because
I'm
he
sure.
literally he drove to the back door and they wouldn't let him do anything.
Anything,
Like,
no,
not
the
anything.
union has to do it.
And he was like, I can put this booth together in an hour and a half, and they're like, nope.
doesn't matter. And now
So he had to
you
sit
gotta
there and
wait in
teach
line.
them how to put it together.
And you're
Jimmy and I,
and you're
Jimmy and
queued
I
up.
sold. We sold shirts at the women's roller derby, the flat track derby extravaganza national tournament in Philly the one year, and we got to the dock, and we didn't know that it. We thought it was probably a union shop. But we got to the dock, and the guys. What did they say, Jim? If we could get it on wheels, we could wheel it in or something
Yeah.
like that. But
Can't
they
carry
would
it
have
in.
to
Can
They
they'd
bypass
have
the
to take-
union if it had wheels.
What's that? No, Jimmy and I had our own flat dollies. Like
Oh, okay, I got you.
we brought dollies, and I think that's what it was. If we could get it on maybe they had to take it from the car to put it on the dollies on the
Yeah.
dock or something like that. But there was something silly about
All of it's silly, but it's union, so
yeah.
it is what it is. Every expo center has a union.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just all those extra expenses. But it did surprise me that that it was as like I don't want to say 1,500 is affordable, but like
But 1,500 you can make in a day, and then
You
got
can make in a
the
day,
next
yeah.
3 days
Like,
is gravy.
you
Yeah,
know,
you could definitely make
like
money.
Jim and I's mom and dad, our parents paid like 2-3 grand, and I'm sure Dolph for your business like when you were a kid, like it was 2 or 3 grand for our mom and dad to do trade shows in like the 90s.
If we
like
did a trade, like if we did a trade show, or like our annual big show, it's 40K.
yeah,
40K to get everybody there, get the booth there, get everything set up, pay for hotels, but for 4 people, it's 40,000
yeah.
for us to do any trade show. It was crazy.
And that's the thing that I definitely didn't understand about New York. It was like you don't have to have everything jacked up because every book on your wall can pay for this show. Like, you know what I mean? Like that book priced fairly is $900 to $1,200, so you don't have to have it at $1,500 unless you bought it at like $800 or something, and you don't have a ton of room. You know, like
I mean, that's the other thing too, is that you have to stand out because everybody's got a Hulk 181. Everybody's got a first Harley Quinn. Everybody's got one, so you have to be below everybody else. And usually, when you are, the dealers will come before the show even starts and buy them from you and sell them at a markup on their booth. Like they literally will say, like, what's the cheapest ASM 300 here? Oh, that guy's got one for 200. That guy's got one for 250. I'm gonna buy the 200 one, sell them for 250.
Yeah.
Or 300 or whatever.
Yeah,
like
right.
they do it all the time. There's so many deals are made before the show even opens. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I like buying collections, and I like trying to really buy them smart and looking for deals and knowing and just really trying to know the numbers, because I don't mind actually selling I don't mind selling $600 worth of books to a dealer before the show starts.
Oh, absolutely not.
Even if they're going to make
done-
some money, if I've got already like double my money, you know, like
I don't know how many times I've been at the flea market and I'm setting up like jerseys. I'll get like a collection of jerseys and I'm putting them all out, and this guy Izzy comes right around. He's like, "How much for everything?" I was like, "Give me $400." He's like, "Done." There you go. I haven't even got my tables out of my car yet,
Right.
and this guy just gave me $400. Not only I paid for the table, I can leave early if I want. Like I'm done for the day. Like, and the sun's not even up.
Yeah.
the one time I did the flea market with you, I've been ruined for life because like they were attacking us with flashlights before we got set up,
Oh yeah.
and I
Vultures.
I don't have anything even like in the hemisphere of that here.
They
like,
know what they want.
There's
There's the comic book guys, the jerseys guy, the sneaker guy, the video game guy. There's an Ethiopian guy who walks around. He just says stamps, stamps, stamps. That's all he wants is stamps. And there's a guy who just wants military memorabilia. I know all of these guys, and I know what they want. I know when they walk by to flag them down. Hey, today I got military stuff, or today I got some stamps for this day, or whatever. Or even if you're out and about at garage sales, you're like, I'll buy that because I know I got a guy who will buy that.
I got a stamp guy.
Yeah, I got a stamp guy. I bought a collection of Little Lulus and Howdy Doodies because I know the 2 Chris's, his dad loves them. So I bought them. I gave him a whole stack of them. Like, just give me $20.
Yeah.
You know, and I take care of them. They take care of me, and it's all good. But I mean, I haven't done big comic shows. I have yet to sell comics like that. I sell dollar books. So I haven't really experienced like selling slabs or selling high-end comics because I don't typically sell my good comics.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start because at this point now I have 10 She-Hulk ones. I have 4 first Ra's al Ghuls. I have 3 of these. I have 3 Clone Wars ones now. Like like Chris, like I've wanted one forever, and now they're just falling in my lap. Like I don't know.
Still don't have one.
I still don't have one.
It's okay.
You'll get one. I promise.
One day.
One day.
So
I'm
did
gonna
you reach
And
out?
then I'll sell it.
Yeah, exactly. Then you sell it. You're like,
I
don't need this.
I literally just want it to pass through my hands. I want to have it. I want to be here
Yeah.
with it and go, look what I got. And then it's like,
I mean,
don't
how
care.
many first Dr. Afras do I have now? I think I have 20.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Between first, second, third, fourth appearance, I have 2 LaRocas. I think I have 20 first Afras. It's crazy.
I still need. I
Dolph,
still
did
need
you-
a.
Did you reach out to the con about selling here at the State College Con?
No, not yet. I don't think I'm prepared. I want to get through Mike's collection after I'm done with Richard's collection. I'm trying to steamroll ahead and get Richard done, and get all of his stuff sold. I'm gonna make a bunch of mystery boxes. I got a whole bunch of boxes here. I'm almost done with all of his sealed stuff, so I'm doing well with Richard in the last like 2 months of last year and starting again this year. Like, I want him completed. I want him to be done and sold out of all his wife will be happy that he has nothing left in the basement, I'm sure. But I think I got a couple more trips for like commons and stuff just to make mystery boxes out of. But I think that's another big goal for 2024 is to have Richard's stuff sold by summer and to start with Mike's stuff and catalog all the comics. I mean, I'll probably grab a long box here and there and start cataloging it anyway.
Sure.
Because I don't know, Chris, if you knew this, I added another collection on the CLZ app.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Yeah.
I added another collection that just inventories all of his stuff so I can
Oh, dude,
find...
I have.
Yeah. Oh, you have a bunch of collections?
Dude,
Yeah.
I got.
I like the new tabs on the bottom. It's
Yup.
pretty cool. Yeah,
I got
love-
stuff just for the bowling stuff, so that I know what I got, so I can just
Yeah.
go into one spot and look at it. I got
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
for
it's so great, Jason.
what-
you
I have
really need
all
to
the collections
sign
that I
up.
bought. I have their names.
Yeah,
So there's a Travis, there's a
like
Barry,
even,
there's.
I did like the 4 longs that I bought for Jason. I have a tab for him. I got a tab for Jimmy. The stuff that I bought from him. I got
Uh-huh.
a tab for Mike. A tab for me. But
Just
it's
makes it
great.
easy.
It's just easy to find stuff.
The only thing is you have to go into each one and update values if you're checking values from cover price.
It's more about like it's just more of inventory than values. I'm not worried
Right.
about value. It's all like dollar stuff anyway.
Yeah. But
But
I
like
still
Mike's-
need a House of Secrets 92. I never fulfilled that goal last year.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Chris,
don't.
there's a 9.8 in that sale on there.
There's only a 9.8.
Is that all?
I don't remember what Rick's came back a 6. I think his is nice. It was a really nice copy.
6 is fine.
Mine's a little dull. I think mine's a lower, like a 4.5 again. 4.55.
Just want something where the colors look nice on the cover.
I'll
It
find
could be
you
any
one.
grade.
Yeah.
I'll find you one. Let me move.
Displays
through
well.
He'll find
I mean,
he'll
we
find
threw all
one
this
for like
stuff-
$5 in a shoebox somewhere.
There you go.
All it needs
Let me
is a
move
clean
through
and a
all this-
press.
all this dollar book stuff, and then I'm gonna start. I'm gonna have Jimmy. I am gonna have Jimmy do mock up for graphics for vinyl graphics for the back window of my car.
About
like-
damn time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I have that nut so that if it works and I get the call,
Yeah, I
I don't
got
be
you.
like,
Right,
oh,
right,
well,
right.
just wait a minute, and then I'll have the money to buy.
Can
No,
you
I
hang-
want to.
I mean,
When
that,
they get the call, I want to have the money. What do you want? 1,000?
Yeah.
Let's
Exactly, Medallion. Exactly.
that's
you know,
like what
that's
I
what I
ran
do.
into with that collection down the street from me. Like he wanted 10K. It was
I'll
worth
probably keep
every
that one.
penny of 10K because, like I said, he had that 129. It was a 9.8 all day long. It was a 9.8. It was a $20,000 book, maybe
Yeah.
$17,000 book. I mean, it was worth it. Plus, he had a 9.8 ASM 300, and he had a whole bunch of other stuff. He had 12 long boxes of like indie stuff, and he had some
But what serial number was on it?
serial number on what? Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
These were non-serialized.
Yeah, they were all raw, but
Oh, they were.
very, very, very high grade. And I told him, I said, I don't have 10K, but don't sell this collection until I'm back because this Punisher, I'll have it graded for you. This is worth more than $10,000 right here in this one book.
Right.
He sold it for $10,000. All he wanted was some Mopar parts for his Mustang or whatever it was. He had a thing under a tent that he was just making it look more chromy.
Isn't
One of
the worst part
more
the fact
chromy.
he probably was not even able to come finish his project with the 10,000 when
I
he
know.
could have
I know.
he could have potentially finished it with the one book, you know, like
I know. Seriously. I don't know. What are you gonna do? I called him a few months later. I was like, "Hey, you still got the collection? I actually have some cash with a friend." He's like, "Gone, 10 grand." It's like, oh. It's like that one guy. I still have it on my phone. The guy who walked into Comic Fortress with a first Thor. When I tell you, I almost had a Thor 1 for $1,500 cash. I was so close. And this guy, he's just sitting there with it in his hands. He's thinking about it. He's like, he doesn't know anything about comics. His uncle just gave it to him. He passed away. He's like, you know what? I'm going to hang on to this one. I think this one's special. I was like, damn. It's so close. Henry's there rooting me on. He's like, you can do it. Go across the street. Get the money.
well, he was asking 1,500, so he must have known it was somewhat special.
I offered him 1,500. So this is, don't forget, this is pre-COVID. This was it wasn't as much as is now. So it's probably a $5,000 book that I offered him 1,500 and figured he'd counter, and I'd end up paying about 25 or 3,000 for, which I'm totally fine with. But he didn't even want to sell it. And he's like, this is the first Thor. After Henry and Ian were taking pictures with the damn thing, like it was. So there's like, guys, I'm trying to make a buy here, and you guys
chill out. You can take all the pictures once I bought it.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I was like, all right, this is done.
Well, there's your downfall.
Yeah.
Your knucklehead friends.
Almost so close.
After I get it, you can take pictures.
That's what I'm saying.
Take all
dummy
the pictures you want.
downfall.
Yeah.
Take all the pictures you want. We'll even have a photo shoot. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Anyway, me and Nick opened an '89 Fleer wax box yesterday that I bought.
Oh,
There she
you got the
is.
F-face?
Shield your
Whoa.
eyes. It's there. You can't
Oh.
see it. It's blurry. There it is.
There we go.
There it is. It was in once again, the second time I opened a box like that. I was in the third pack, I think.
Is there any way by the box that you know whether you're more likely to pull the black bar or the F-face or the white bar or the
Threw out the
scribble out?
box already. So on the back of the wax boxes, there is a serial number. It was like 8074A. Based on that serial number, you know how I knew there was going to be an F-face card in
Okay.
there. But
You know about that card, right?
yeah, I know everything about
Yeah.
that card.
Jim, you know about that card, don't you?
I remember that when that card was
Yeah.
the big thing.
Well, the funniest thing is how many different versions Fleer tried to correct it 4 additional times?
So all right, so there's the F-face,
Uh-huh.
there's the black box, there's the
Yeah.
black scribble, there's the
Yeah.
white box, there's the white scribble, and then they actually one time they cut a slot up the card. So
and
there's
it was still in the packs though,
it's
right?
still in the packs. It was they cut a slot up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 versions that I know of. I'm holding up 5 fingers. There's 6 versions that I know of. The white scribble is actually the rarest. If you can find the white scribble, those are the rare ones. There's only like 50 of them graded.
great.
Then the
It's just so crazy.
white square is the next toughest one to find. Actually, the most common one for the census is the actual F-face card. There's like 2,500 of them graded. But yeah, the white scribble is the rarest. That's very hard to find. I've never seen one. I've seen a white box. I've never seen a white scribble. But yeah, that card does a lot. It's just like the Randy Johnson. There's the Marlboro sign.
Yeah.
It's kind of faded. There's the green blob, there's the red blob, and then there's it completely you can't see it. But
Yeah.
I did just get a Randy Johnson Marlboro error graded, and that came back a 9, I think. But that's a few $100s.
I recently saw on this Instant Collections thing, Facebook group, somebody was trying to sell. They had a ton of Star Wars cards, and they were trying to sell. They had like 50 of the C-3PO.
50 of
But-
them?
But they were selling it as the error when it was not the error.
Oh,
when
it was a fixed one.
it was the fixed one, right? Which still looks weird. It still looks weird, but
Well, I mean,
but doesn't look as it doesn't look.
I have two of them right there.
It's not quite metal dong, like as bad as that. So, but I was like,
Yeah,
but
actually,
there was a
I
bunch of
just
people
put
that were
mine in.
paying a bunch of money for it. I was like, this is the fixed one. This isn't.
Corrected one?
This is not the.
Yeah.
This is not the.
How convenient. Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
golden dong. I love this card. I got two of them. Look at that. That's great. Yeah, so I got two golden dongs. It's such an awesome card. Such a
3PO
child.
stacked.
C3PO. He's got a unit.
He must speak the language of love in
I
addition
guess so,
to
man.
those other
I just
several
wonder.
thousand languages.
I wonder being in that room what it is like. What it can't be. I don't know. There's got to be just something behind him that looks that way. It's just.
Right.
I don't know. There's also a 1991 Pro set. There's another one like that where it's a 49ers player who's falling to the ground and his belt is hanging down that they fixed very early on. I think I have a reprint of the error somewhere, but that's another one. It's like they corrected that one really fast. Might be in here actually.
It's just so funny, like those things. It's like somebody did proof them, right? Somebody put the
Yeah.
border on that car. Somebody, because they always say like the story with the Star Wars card is like that some prop person played a joke or something. But I was like, but Pops made the card, so it would have had to been Pops that played. Somebody at Pops would have had to have made the mistake, like I don't
Right.
know.
It's definitely in here. It's gotta be. This is like this like box.
That card carries some serious value too in graded condition, higher grades.
Oh, the Dong card?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but mine are low grade.
I think my friend got his when we were out at a flea market for $20, I think, and
Did he?
I think his came back like an 8 or something like that.
That's amazing. That's really good. I can't find it. Oh well, whatever. Anyway,
I don't know how you find anything in there.
it's not easy. Actually,
But you seem to know where shit is.
what's that?
But you definitely know where shit is.
I have a photographic memory of locations of things. I really do. So if you tell me, I can visualize the context of what's around it, and I can pretty much go right to where it is. Pretty much.
He uses
Pretty much.
echolocation.
I have echolook.
We can't hear it.
Just starts clicking.
We can't hear it,
Start
but
clicking. Fucking idiots. Yeah. Wait, maybe.
well,
it's here.
boys, that was a good wrap.
That was a good one.
synopsis.
Let's not wait too long for the next one. Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Deal.
Jimmy, when do you want me to stop by?
Hold on, I gotta pee.
What, for some Dawn comics?
Yeah.
Well, I have two Dawn comics, and I have, I think, 2 Chastity comics. The Chastity one is, I think it's one of them is a variant. It's a you know what? I'll find them, take pictures of them, send them over to you. See if you're. I know the Dawn ones still have some kind of draw
Right.
because they were sort of like the original, like Joseph Linsner. He was like the original Boob Man, I guess.
Yeah, man. He's Dr. Chesticles.
Yes.
Well, the crazy part
Pretty
is,
much
though,
no point to his comics except for Dawn.
Right.
the crazy part is I think there's actual women who look like Dawn. You know what I mean? Like versus like a Liefeld boob. I don't know there's anybody who
Oh, there's girls that are built like Dawn. Not naturally, but they're built like her.
Manufactured.
Do
Yes.
Yes,
They take
literally
the Dawn
does.
comic to the. They're like, I want to look like this. Yeah, I'll take pictures of them. Send them over to you, Chris.
All right, cool.
If you want them.
Yeah, let me know. Wheeling and dealing. All right, gents.
Yeah, good seeing you all.
Guys,
For
too.
sure.
Jimmy, when you coming over for some drawing?
We could probably do it this week.
Yeah? That'd
Yeah.
be cool. I'd like to.
I'll figure out a night.
We're on a roll. I don't want it to slip away.
Are Fridays and Saturdays nights still better for you?
I mean,
Okay.
Nick is working Friday, so it'll be after work. He's not working Saturday. So I know you're occupied until the girls go down. So whenever that is.
Yeah, I want to get those God of War ones to, because I'm super getting hyped up with the Arcane now that I've seen the new trailer.
I cannot wait for this show to come back. I've watched it. I think I've watched the entire series 4 times already. I freaking love Arcane so much. It is brilliant. It's so good.
It really is.
I think the only thing I've recently watched more than Arcane is I think I've seen Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem a not okay amount of times. I love that movie so much.
Yeah, the Griffin. I watched that with my mom, with Jimmy.
It's great, isn't it?
It was great. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't like it as much as I like the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, I agree. Spider-Verse is better.
But it was great. It was.
Yeah, I rewatched Across the Spider-Verse
So
just
good.
the other day.
So good.
Movie's got a lot of heart.
Because it was gonna come back in March, but I think with the strike and everything, when is that coming out? Like Christmas?
Yeah, I don't know. My mom had, our mom had mom had the same exact reaction as Lucy and Griffin did in the theater last year when it was to be continued. She's like,
I
Mom was
know.
like, what? She's like, what? She's like, I'm invested in this.
All of us were like, did you know this was a part 1? I said, no, I did not know.
I'll never forget many years ago when Beth and I were first married, when the Lord of the Rings first came out on DVD.
Yeah.
Beth had a feeling her dad would like the movie. So, what is the first? It's not Return of the King. What's the first one?
Fellowship of the Ring.
Fellowship, yeah.
So he finishes like the extended version, like the 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Those are the best. You gotta watch the extendeds.
And he goes, all right, put the next one on. And we're like, it's not out in the theater yet.
Oh, no.
There's no streaming even at this point in time. You literally, the DVD or Blu-ray came out, and then you had to wait for the, and he's like, and we're like, it's not even out. It's not out yet. And he's like, what do you mean it's not out yet? We're like, the second one's coming out in 9 months or whatever.
The worst,
You did him dirty.
The worst was between 2 and 3 because they leave you off with, I'm going to send him to Shelob. And then you're like, and that's where they end it. And you're like,
he was devastated when he found out that he had to wait. Then
I remember, Jace. We all went to go see Return of the King at that little theater in Clearfield.
Did you?
Did we? Yeah, that's right.
And remember me and Mr. P were really ticked off because the sound cut off about 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
And we're all watching it, and there's no sound at all.
Jim was looking for somebody to kill. Some 17-year-old getting paid at that point like $6 an hour. Jim was like, who do I have to kill?
I did. I stormed back there. I was not happy.
You're like, it was the Dukes.
It was like the 4th time I watched that movie too in the theater, and I was like, what are you doing?
Return of the King. You saw that 4 times in the theater?
Oh man, the Two Towers I have a record for. I think I saw it 8 times.
What?
I was dating this girl Megan at the time, and we went together 4 or 5 times, just the two of us.
Well, please
we watched it twice in one day.
Please tell me that Two Towers just made her really horny, and that's why you went to see it so many times.
We loved it.
Lord of the Rings.
We went to the first.
She let you into her hobbit hole, didn't she?
Exactly.
We went to the first showing, then we went to lunch, and then she was like, "You know what I'm thinking?" I was like, "You think you want to go back and see it again?" She goes, "Yeah, that's what I'm thinking."
Oh my God, that's crazy. And those are not short movies.
No.
That's like going to see Oppenheimer again.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They're great though. I mean, they still hold up. I just watched. I ran through the whole series 2 weeks ago. I watched them all
Yeah.
again.
I don't think I've watched any like new movie in the theaters. I've watched movies like I've gone to see It's a Wonderful Life multiple times in the theater, but like it's like a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go once a year if it's available. But I don't know if I've ever seen a new release movie more than once in the theater.
I honestly think the most I've ever seen a movie was me and my friends like snuck into Wayne's World a lot. I think we saw it like 6 times. I think because not only that, Wayne's World was running alongside another movie, and we would go back and forth and back and forth. Like we'd watch Wayne's World,
Oh, wait a second.
go see that other movie, and there was another
My
good movie.
my number 2 was The Hangover.
Really?
Saw that 5 times in the theater.
Oh my god.
Yeah, me and my ex-wife, we kept on taking people to go see it. Like we liked it, we saw it twice, and then we took our friends, and then we
Yeah.
took another group of friends, and then we took another person.
Oh,
We just kept on taking people to see it.
I've had to have seen E.T.'s got to be my record. I saw E.T. a lot. And not only that, that's in the days when like E.T. would be in the theaters for like 7 months because it
Yeah.
didn't come out on videotape for another like 2 years or 3 years, or there was no promise of videotape. So I remember when E.T. came out on VHS, it was like the Beatles coming to America. It was crazy.
I tell Griffin this stuff, and I tell him about toy stores,
Yeah.
and it's just like
Yeah.
just like I'm talking to him about foreign lands that have yet to be discovered. His
Yeah.
like his little face. I was like, because
It's so true. You have no idea. We were like murdering people for Teddy Ruxpin.
well, it was crazy too because Jim and I before the King of Prussia Mall was its current
Yeah,
like behemoth,
when it was
which
smaller.
it's been that current behemoth for 30 years already.
Yeah.
Probably 35, I guess. Before was that there was 2 sections of the mall, and there was like
So you know you had a KB Toys in there. That's the one, right?
We had a Kitty City.
no, we had a
Oh,
Kitty, City.
I remember
And
that one too.
There was a do you
It
remember
was
Jim,
awesome.
there was that tunnel, which
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
not a tunnel, it was just a lower.
Yeah.
It was a 1-story section,
Yeah.
and it was. I'll never forget the roof was done like wood planks, and it was pretty low. And
But wasn't there a metal slide that went from the top to the bottom?
no?
I think we had one that had a slide, like one of those steel slides that you just went from the top to the bottom.
Well, Jim and I would have to walk through that thing, that tunnel,
Corridor.
corridor, right? And then low ceilings, like ceilings in my apartment, and then it opened right to the warehouse, and it was like,
Yeah.
ah,
Yeah.
like you'd see the pallet racking with the aircraft carriers and stuff like that. And Jim and I only got a GI Joe when we had a clean dental visit, so
It
things
was
were
either
pretty
that or we
lean.
went to
Things were
James
pretty
Way and we
lean
got
at the
a
household at that point in time.
James
Secret
Way.
Wars figure.
James Way was great too.
There was a lot of movies that came out around the time of
Wayne's World.
World.
Name them because I know.
My Cousin Vinny,
No.
Home Alone 2,
No.
let's see, A League of Their Own,
No.
Unforgiven, Last Mohicans, Batman Returns, Sister Act,
No.
Basic Instinct.
I'd love it if Dolph was just jumping from Sister Act.
Right.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Bram Stoker's Dracula,
It was definitely
The
another
Bodyguard?
comedy.
Death Becomes Her, Encino Man,
No.
The Crying Game.
Yes.
Go see the
we wanted to
crying
see. We wanted to see junk. We just walked in at the end just to see the junk.
The Mighty Ducks,
No.
Alien 3,
No. Damn.
Under Siege,
No. That's a great one though.
Lethal Weapon 3,
No.
Fern
Lethal
Gully,
Weapon
The Last
23.
Rainforest,
Fern Gully.
Newsies,
No.
Pure Country, Patriot Games, Muppet Christmas.
No,
Let's see.
because this would have been the summer. When did Wayne's
Bodyguard.
94?
92.
I wasn't even driving then. That's 2 years before I was driving.
92.
Fried Green Tomatoes,
Definitely not.
Aladdin.
Doesn't
Aladdin. It was Aladdin.
It was Aladdin.
It was Aladdin. For sure.
Figured it out. We got to the bottom of this.
Yeah, it was definitely Aladdin.
Did T2 come out in 92 or does that come out in 93?
It was not 92 because it was not on my list.
I thought that was 91.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
T2 came out when I was 13.
Yeah, it was 1991 because that's when Guns N' Roses. That's when the.
Well, I mean, they were at the height of their power.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Appetite for Destruction. I forgot about that.
Well, Appetite's like 87, right?
Yeah.
But,
Oh, I'm sorry.
but
This was a Illusion?
Use
It was Use Your Illusions 1 and 2.
Illusion 1 and 2. That was a big deal, man.
Oh yeah.
How long between each release?
an hour and a half. But they were both.
I remember one was the yellow and one was the
They
blue.
were both
they
charting
released
for
on the
3
same
straight
day?
years.
I thought we had to
Yeah,
wait
they
like
were-
a week.
Pretty sure they were released together, but
They were released together?
All I remember is like you just could not turn on MTV without seeing
Without that video with him taking
called
the
November
shotgun out
Rain,
of the
right?
roses.
November Rain. Is that what it was called?
That one too.
November Rain.
Yeah.
Use
All I
Your
remember
Illusions
is
released.
Stephanie Seymour is in that video.
Yeah,
Stephanie
she is.
Seymour is freaking hot.
She was married to him.
Yeah.
Use Your Illusions 1 was released on September 17th, 1991.
That's amazing.
And
September?
September
So
17th.
T2 come out? Because that would have been a summer movie, right?
T2.
T2.
Yeah, it would have been a summer movie,
That would
but
have been a summer blockbuster. They wouldn't
But-
release the Use Your Illusion after the movie, would they?
no, wasn't that the song? That song is for the movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was You Could Be
You Could
Mine
Be
was
Mine
from the
was
for
for
the-
T2. I don't know. The
Yeah, that
nostalgia.
video was awesome.
What's
He
that?
comes into the concert.
Yo. That was a great video.
Use Your Illusions 2 was released on September 17th, 1991.
Do you remember? Do you remember they still had the big CD things?
Yep.
Yes. Oh yeah, the thing that locked it
The
down.
long boxes?
The long
Yes.
boxes.
Long boxes.
So
with
T2
the,
T2
with the,
was
with
released 4th of July weekend.
the 9 pounds of theft prevention plastic
Oh
on
my
them.
god, yeah. The big plastic thing with the handle.
Oh, yeah. Long time ago. Long
That's right.
time.
I used to I
Long
remember I
time.
bought all of my Weird Al Yankovic CDs and those things.
And then before that, if you guys remember, before that, they had the long cardboard sleeve, which just had nothing.
Nothing. It was just air. Air in a CD.
You're like, why do I have to see so much of MC Hammer's torso? Like,
Man, it is just things are so different now. It is crazy.
These
It's-
kids today
it's
missed
just-
out.
It's true though. I mean, when I tell Nick like the internet came out when I was a junior, like there was no internet, and then all of a sudden there was the internet, and I was talking to a friend Janos, who was a Russian hacker who was giving me Leisure Suit Larry without having to use the codes.
Nice.
Or Police Squad, or what is it? What were those games? It wasn't Police Squad. Police Story, Adventure Story. Remember those games?
Did he even know what you were talking about?
He did.
He knew Leisure Suit Larry?
He does know, because I drew him. I made a sketch card of Leisure Suit Larry, so he's aware of what he is, just not the game.
Lucy interviews me like she's a ding dang sociologist about like things. She'll be like, "So, Dad, you went to dinner with a number of your friends at the same time in college?" And I was like, "Every night we got together." She's like, "How did you coordinate these dinner excursions?" I was like, "Well, you see, we said let's meet at 6:00,
Yeah.
and then
We all had beepers.
we did that. We met at 6:00." And I said, and she's like, well, what if they weren't there at 6:00? I was like, we went to dinner without them and presumed them not to be dead, just running behind schedule.
Right. So
we
funny.
just ate dinner.
So tell me.
Yeah. We were just going into like how we bought concert tickets at the back of a clothing store. And
Yeah.
it's
I'll
like
never
all the
forget-
young people at my job were like, "You did what?" I said, "Yeah,
I'll
we'd line up in a clothing
Never
store."
forget. One of my best friends, still one of my best friends, Jimmy's friend too, Timmy Hunsberger. We were going probably when I was in college, one of those summers. We were going down to Tower Records in King of Prussia to buy his family, him and his two brothers and his sister Pearl Jam tickets.
Yeah.
And we stopped at Wawa and we got hoagies like one does. And he threw his change behind him. He was driving, threw his change behind him, and I heard like psh, like this, right? And I was like, "What is that?" I looked behind, and like the entire rear wheel well of his car was full of change. He's like, "Oh, I just threw my change back there," and I was like, "Tim, they take that and give you real cash at the bank. Like this is still before they charged you
Right.
12% of your money for the change." We stuck it. We took our Wawa sandwiches out. We put it in the Wawa bags, marched it into the thing. He bought all 4 Pearl Jam tickets for the change that was in the wheel well of his car, and had money left over. Like, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
And like you said, Dolph, you could go to J.C. Penney to get your tickets at the Ticketmaster outlet.
We went to Learners.
Yeah, wherever they had the Ticketmaster computer.
What's up, Joe? Happy New Year, buddy.
But see, we used to go to City Gardens in Trenton, and
Yeah.
we used to buy our tickets over at the Now and Then shop in New Hope.
Nice. They sold
That's
tickets?
what we used to do.
Was that a pawn
They
shop?
sold tickets specifically for City
okay.
Gardens.
Was that a pawn shop or was that a
Now and
No, it
then?
was like a CD shop, and like they had like
A good
vintage
one,
clothing
too.
type stuff. They had a bunch of shit.
I got some really good imports from them. I got like No Doubt's first CD was German. Like I got
They
some
always
really,
had like
they
crazy
had
shit
some
there.
crazy stuff. I know
just
I got
remember-
my imported Dramarama CD that had my favorite song from Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Oh my God! I remember Jay, when we would go with Bob and Aaron, we'd go to those rock and roll expos at the mall.
Yeah.
They'd have like instead of card expos or comic expos, it would be like music expos.
Yeah.
And you'd go to a guy and all he had was bootleg.
Imports.
Like-
yeah.
He had like Summer Concert 1992
Oh my God, yes.
of this.
Well, that's how
and-
you got the Ledbetter song for Pearl Jam was on an import. It's the only way you can buy it.
That's how I used to
Well,
get like
I
foreign.
got
movies.
2 albums.
kiosks at the mall.
One was
Menlo.
Pearl Jam when they were still considered
Mighty
They,
Joe Young?
Mookie Blaylock.
Mighty Joe Young. Mighty Joe Young was Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah,
Mookie
Mookie
Blaylock.
Blaylock. Yeah, Dolph's right. Mookie Blaylock, right?
Mookie Blaylock, yeah. So I had like all these bootleg albums. You would pay like
Oh yeah.
$6
I
for it.
remember like buying Stone Temple Pilots like pre like release stuff, like you couldn't get it. Like that was all at Now and Then in New Hope. I love
Yep.
going to that freaking store.
Princeton Record Exchange had a bunch of good stuff too.
Yeah. Well, I ended up selling all those CDs that I bought to Princeton Record Exchange when I moved.
And then
Well,
there was
now
curmudgeon
they
for a
still
while.
have those
later on.
things, except they're in specialty shops and they're $500.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right?
Such is life.
Yeah.
Jason-
It's weird
Jason
how
and I
that
used
turns
to-
back around.
Our grandparents, they had like this half abandoned mall behind them, and it only had like 5 shops that were still open. And one of them
Levittown
was a record shop.
Shoporama.
Yeah, one of them was a
Shoporama.
record shop, and we would like literally take the 45 minute to an hour drive with our friends to go to my grandparents. We'd park in their driveway. We'd go in, say hi to grandmom, walk through her house, through the backyard,
Straight out the
across the
back.
baseball field,
Bye, Grandma. Hi, Grandma.
and we go right to the record store, and they would have like just the cassette tapes like just stacked
Yeah.
inside glass boxes, and we'd be like, yeah, I want those 2 Depeche Modes.
Yeah.
I like this Poison album. I like this, like.
There's a part of me that sometimes I see collections of cassettes at like the flea market, just shoe boxes of cassettes, and they're like $1 a piece, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with these? But this would be so cool just to have these. They probably don't even play because they're
There's
all
a huge
magnetic.
market for them now too.
I know.
Yeah, I just dug up a box of like I found a bunch of
Cassettes.
old Merciful Fate, King Diamond, and just like
Oh,
old
don't-
like
Please,
80s
you
metal.
got your little Debbie Gibson and Tiffany.
No, I think I have.
Wow.
I think I have a They Might Be Giants on cassette though.
Oh my God, I love those. I got every single one of those through Columbia House.
They're
They
so
Might Be
good.
Giants was so awesome.
this is along this vein, but our friend Bob, who I think Dolph, you've probably met, Chris, you
I met
probably
Bob,
haven't.
yeah.
Bobby bought and posted on his Instagram yesterday, Jim, or Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He got Glenn Danzig's high school yearbook, senior yearbook.
Get out, really?
Yeah, he loved Danzig when we were kids,
Yeah.
and Sam Hain and Misfits, and probably still has all his stuff. And he loved Andy DeFranco, and he got Andy DeFranco's high school yearbook.
That's
senior
crazy.
yearbook a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And got the what's Danzig's name? Anzalone, Glenn Anzalone, or whatever his name is.
Did they go to school local, like Pennsylvania guys?
No, Danzig's
he's
from Lodi, New
Lodi.
Jersey. Yeah.
He's from Lodi?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Duh, get with the
Excuse me.
picture.
I guess.
Like the three of us are like Lodi.
You all said Lodi.
It was funny though. Yeah, he posted it up.
Yeah, Bob's got a good eye, man. He's really got a good eye. He knows his stuff. He knows everything. I saw him eyeballing like a porcelain doll. I was like, dude, and it was like trashed. He's like, there's value there. I was like, really? He's like, oh yeah. I was like, okay.
Glenn Anzalone.
Glenn Anzalone.
Ambition to attend trade school.
Ah,
He sure did that.
It's
Oh my God! Look at that picture. All 5'2" of them.
he don't look so tough.
that's not his mother. I can guarantee you that.
No.
No,
All right,
no.
boys.
All right, kids.
I saw them once. Just once. It was a great show, though.
All right, kids.
Yeah,
we got
alrighty.
all. They're etched, not etched in stone, but etched on a note in my iPhone. Our goals.
The plans for 2024.
Oh, I'll probably have to put them on like a Google Doc so we can all share. Well, I can share it with everybody.
Yeah,
And
I'm probably gonna expand on that too. There's probably some more things I'll pick up along the way. Like, oh, I should start collecting that.
There's more things I'm gonna want that I'm not gonna get.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've actually started collecting like just straight up sketchbooks.
Sketchbooks are great.
So I don't know.
Chris, you're just gonna have to put it on the tab here. Put it
Yeah.
on the tab.
Just put, it didn't happen. Put that for 2025. Thanks.
Yep.
It does feel pretty good when you see some of like on Instagram, some of these like bigger guys, they're collecting goals. I want these 6 books for this year, and you're like, dude, I got 3 of those books.
I
Like,
know.
which is kind of crazy, you know.
Yep. I've been finding that out too. Like, I want this, this, and this. I was like, I got so many of those. That's
Michigan
the thing I
Wolverines.
really want to do is all the thing, like I got whatever 10 She-Hulk ones. I want to make that one and sell off 9.
Yeah.
There's
you go.
no just keep the best one and sell the rest. I don't need them all.
Is it in your nature to do that though?
Yes. Just to
Is
keep
it?
the best and sell the rest. Yeah, I can do that. I'm capable.
Well, it hasn't
of that.
been in his nature. It could be in his nature. It's
I'm
been.
capable. I'm capable of it. I'm definitely.
I can stop
okay.
anytime.
Yeah, I'm definitely okay with parting with sports cards like that. I have no problem with. I have like.
Unless it's a girl soccer player.
Oh, oh,
You got me on that one. Definitely.
He learned his lesson with
Still-
soccer
I
girl.
still have that card, and it is not worth anything anymore.
ugh.
Oh, really? Did she not?
I mean,
did she not do well?
I don't even know if she's still playing. But on top of that, it came back such a low grade. What did it come
Yeah.
back like a 6? Maybe lower. Like it was killed in PSA.
Friggin' soccer girl.
Damn soccer girl. There's
Well-
only 50 of them though.
Well, just think of it this way: once she starts her OnlyFans page, you'll be back in business.
Yeah. Anyway,
On that note,
on that note, I still
Chris
never
just
opened up.
deflated the entire thing.
I still never opened up this stupid box. You still got yours
The
too?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I got it in the mail, the guy nailed the card and sold it to what's his
well,
name? Post
I have
Malone?
the booster, so it's not the.
Oh, okay.
We should still get together and open them.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
they're still really valuable cards, aren't there?
Could be.
I hope so. Spent $400 for that stupid thing.
Didn't you get that on Jimmy's birthday in the city?
No, this one I bought on Amazon.
I don't know. All I remember is that day you spent like a lot of money, and
Yeah, so that box of stuff that I got when we were in the city was the Marvel box, the Japanese Marvel box.
oh right.
I sent that Spider-Man in to get graded. It came back at 10. It's like a $600 card.
Hell yeah.
So
better
it's like
sell
it's like a hollow Spider-Man. It was like limited and it came back at 10.
Did you and Nick open that box on air?
I just
Why did I not see that video?
I have 191 unedited videos.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen it because it has not published. I was like, I'm watching pretty much all the videos.
Not
Like,
published.
sometimes
Everybody, I have a
sometimes
lot of
not watch
people,
Pokemon.
Joe included. He's like, dude, where's the videos? I'm like, I'm sorry. I have so many videos to edit. It's crazy. Yeah, it seems like when I was just going in order, they were all Nick opening Pokemon videos, and I'm like, where's the sports cards? Where's the comics? Where's the Goodwill videos? Like, yeah, they were all Nick opening up Pokemon. This is like that one day he like did it without me. I was upstairs and he came down here and opened up all my Pokemon on me. At least he recorded it. I was like, I was like, dude, I would have liked to have been a part of that.
He was going to collect them all, you know.
I guess so. I guess so. Oh, Jimmy, I did get another art off of Goodwill.
Yeah.
I told you I got the first one. Well, Goodwill for the holidays had a put it in your cart and get another 60% off. I got Iron Man 3 for $4.
Nice.
And then I got the Spider-Man Homecoming for like $8.
Nice.
The Iron Man 3 probably weighs more than 4 pounds. You less than $1 a pound for that book.
I mean,
All those books are heavy.
$50 books. I got them for less than $10.
That should be my collecting goal. Get the art of Winter Soldier.
And Strange is
Yeah,
Strange
Doctor
the
Strange.
expensive one.
Yeah.
Why are they so expensive? I'm sure they're the same print run, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
That's crazy. That they're that expensive. Yeah, the Strange was what, like $600?
Yeah, and I've seen it for $500 to $600.
No way. Just get.
And the Winter Soldier's like $300.
Find a library that has it and just photocopy it, and put the photocopy back and take the real one. All right, boys and girls. Thank you. Good seeing
Dolph,
you
I'm
all
going to stay
again.
on, right?
Yeah, you stick around and I'll end the stream. Stick around and we'll go over. Chris, you want to go over your books too?
Yeah.
All right, so stick around. I'm going to end the stream. Good night, all. Thanks for participating. Medallion Joe, SP Hobby.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah,
Good night,
thank
all.
you. Good
Thanks,
night.
y'all.
End
Hi,
the-
guys.
End the stream.
Hey, Jimbo.